What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter. What's happening, guys? It's sponsor time, and this week's sponsor is CoinCorner.com, a fast and easy way to buy or sell Bitcoin here in the UK. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, I don't know where the fuck you've been, mate. It's the #1 cryptocurrency on the planet. It's been around for over a decade, started in about 2008. Over the last few years, it's getting loads more attention, which has seen a 300% growth in its value since June 2020. There's loads of reasons that people are buying Bitcoin. The main one at the minute is to store value. And a lot of people think it's just for the little internet nerds and stuff. It's not. It's going mainstream. It's in the news almost every day at the minute. Celebrities are tweeting about it, like Tom Brady, the NFL quarterback. Southampton Football Club have started using it to pay some of their player wages. And El Salvador have made it legal tender. The rest of Latin America is set to follow. What are you waiting for? You need to get on board with the cryptocurrency game like we have here. And you can do that with CoinCorner.com. They've got over 7 years experience in the industry. They operate in 45 countries worldwide. They're one of the longest running exchanges in Europe. And they've given us a promo code for you. Please go to coincorner.com and use the promo code WORDPOD. That's WORDPOD. Or you can just go to coincorner.com/WordPod. That's coincorner.com/WORDPOD. Get in the cryptocurrency game. We're going to do it as well. Let's get back to the podcast. Me and Carl are going roller skating tomorrow.
Oh, God, he's got no sound. Hello. You don't deserve sound. You're going roller skating.
We're going to a roller disco.
Oh, my God. It's so nice.
We're taking our girlfriends to a roller skate disco.
Oh, good. You are taking girlfriends.
Not originally, but I thought
Listen. 2021, very tolerant people, very progressive. But I will draw the line at 2 platonic heterosexual friends. Right, so...
Wouldn't be possible for us to be
skating.
non-platonic heterosexual friends, would it? Because if we're non-platonic, that means we're sucking each other's dicks. So then we therefore can't be heterosexual.
Hey, thanks for filling in.
Don't you think you can be?
What do you mean?
You can be like rugby players do it.
Yeah, they do, yeah. Famously. Rugby players have a little bum at half time.
Dead famous.
Gets them up for the second half.
Yeah, you know the game.
But like heterosexual, you can be heterosexual and still do a gay thing.
Yeah.
You've really buried the headline, which is the fucking roller skating. Never mind the semantics of rugby and bumming. I want to know about the second gayest thing.
Have you ever been roller skating to a roller disco?
Back in the day. And yeah. It was after the war. Everyone was just so happy. You know, when the Japanese surrendered. He knew his face coffee. It was popular in the 50s. It was popular. Really popular. I was born in 1981, everyone. Not 1881. No, I've never been ice skating in the Donny Dome. One day, guys, one day we'll make it.
Yeah,
but I've never done, and I'm shit at ice skating, so I imagine I'd be terrible at rollerblading.
No, it's not blading, it's skating.
Skating, the 4.
4, not 1.
The 2x2.
What's shitter? Is blading so unfashionable?
Blading's the cool one. Blading's the real cool one. That's what they are.
No, but you don't go rollerblading.
No.
Yeah. You just have a, you
have your own
mental breakdown and go, I don't need it anymore. Public transport's for cunt. Yeah. I don't think rollerblading is cool at all. Whereas roller skating's sort of coming back round.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, come back around.
We're going to make it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going.
You know, there's the electric scooters in Liverpool.
Yeah.
We're going to do electric roller skates next.
Right.
Everyone's just going to get them. Whee!
Wow. We're going to make it cool. Watch everyone go now.
We were supposed to be going to a disco event.
Okay.
And that's not like granddad speak. That's not me going, oh, you go to a disco event. There was a 70s disco event meant to happen at the Palm House in Sefton Park. I had tickets booked for months. We were all excited. I was going to get flares. I was going to get a wig. It was going to be amazing.
Nothing to do with our Tony Carroll?
No.
Oh, God.
Just a big disco event. Sold out in minutes. And for some reason, they've cancelled it. And it can't because...
Didn't tell me why.
No, it can't because restrictions didn't lift because it was meant to be before that anyway. They just went... Skittle just emailed Carl and went, cancelled that, soz. So we've planned a day of activities instead. We're going roller skating.
Bowling. We're going bowling.
We're going roller skating. Then we're going to the arcades. And then we're going to indoor ghetto golf.
Oh, yeah.
You motherfuckers are going to be engaged and buying houses so soon because you just said, without either of you laughing, we've planned a day of activities. Like, when you're really young, you just, like, get fucked up and you're like, yeah, I'm going out with her. She's let me stick my willy in it and we go out and get fucked up as well. But you're already past that. You're at the stage where you're like, oh, we had a really annoying cancellation. Oh, and I've pre-booked parking. But, luckily, we've got a full day of activities, and I think Carl found some vouchers in a local magazine. Absolutely amazing. I love the progression. It's fucking great.
I'm a decade into my relationship, though.
Yeah.
Remember?
No, but I just like that you're at that point.
And because of lockdown, so am I.
Yeah. Adam's gone past me.
Adam's been with his girlfriend, Sam, 4.5 years within 6 months. That's really nice, isn't it? Fucking amazing. Can we have the full report on that, please? I'm
excited. Last time I went any sort of skating was ice skating, and I fractured my elbow.
You are very injury prone now when it comes to...
I didn't expect it. Oh, I've just got a head thing. Oh, God. Oh, Adam, I did not expect that. The way you just did there, and I fractured my fucking elbow. It was really bad. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. So why would you?
2 weeks for a fractured elbow?
I don't know, but it sounds bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you just deck it?
Yeah. I just well, what happened was, I was quite scared, and I was holding the side of the rink, going round. You know, like a pensioner trying to go for the piss in the hospital, who's holding onto the rail.
Do you use them penguins?
What penguins?
Have you seen the penguins you can have and they like help you along the...
No, not one of them. I was literally holding the side of the ice rink as I was skating round.
How old were you?
2 years ago?
I was 17.
Ah, where you bollocks.
I was 17. It's genuinely true. I was 17.
So like an old man.
It was still old enough.
A beautiful analogy. Is that Adam Rowe? Or is it a pensioner going for a piss in the hospital?
And then my dad went, Ad, come on, you'll be fine. Just give it a go. So I went off and immediately fell over and fractured my elbow.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder on skates, though. You've got a lot more stability.
Yeah, it's a lot better on the 4x4, yeah. The 2x2.
You haven't got one.
I honestly, I think roller skates are harder than ice skating, aren't they?
No.
Oh.
All right, okay. I always had it that they were more like, fuck off.
No, they are like,
they are.
It's just because the blade is very unstable. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this is 2x2, so you've got, there's no real tip.
Okay, so there's no left or right, but there's a very fast fuck off.
Yeah, you're going fast. Yeah, I can't wait. Really excited.
I think the problem here is you've got the general build of a Robin Redbreast. You've got beautiful fins, stalky legs, and then a manly sort of upper body.
I'm sunburned to fuck, so I've actually got red tits. I look like Barney the dinosaur under my top at the minute, and I'm not even messing. It's really bad. On Tuesday, Carl took us to the beach in West Kirby, and because it said it was 20 degrees on my weather app, and the sun was behind the clouds, so I was like, I want to get a bit of a tan.
Sneaky motherfucker, innit, the sun like that.
Took my t-shirt off for 4 hours.
With any sun cream?
With no sun cream.
What? For 4 hours?
No sun cream.
No, Jesus.
And just lay down on a towel, flipping backward and forward like you're trying to cook a sausage. just backward and forward until both sides were completely done. Felt fine.
Suddenly we're done. Why are you making me... I don't think you've ever made me laugh this much at the start of an episode. Turn Adam over. He's crisping. Lovely. Look at that. Is he sizzling? Oh, lovely.
But I felt fine until I got home, and then I was like, oh, I've got a bit of sunburn there. Then I got, like the heat stroke. Or like the heat exhaustion.
Second time in a week?
Yeah.
You're doing well, aren't you?
But like bad. So I was shivering, and I felt sick. Sam was like, I think we should ring 111. And I was like, I'll be fine. So she went, I'm going to go on the 111 website and put all your symptoms in. So she did, and it said, ring an ambulance immediately.
I put all your symptoms in and it said, your boyfriend's a knobhead?
Well, this is why I'm not clapping for the NHS anymore, right? I went on 111, put me fucking symptoms in. It said ring an ambulance immediately. So we rang an ambulance and they went, we're a bit busy at the minute. Our best advice is to go on the website 111. And we went, that's where we've been. And they told us to ring you. And they went, well, we're sending you back. And we were like, what? And then they're going to send me back to you?
Right.
What the fuck's going on?
Did you need an ambulance?
I was supposed to go to hospital.
Why didn't Sam just drive you?
What do you mean?
To hospital.
Well, they said you can make your own way to hospital if you want, but you are going to be waiting a long time. So I said to Sam...
Did you want an ambulance for sunburn?
I didn't want one. I've got a girlfriend, and you know what girls are like? They're like, I've got to check whatever. So she put all my symptoms in.
There's an application, Adam. There's an application.
It said go to hospital.
Yeah, you can go to hospital, but it doesn't have to be in an emergency.
It said ring 999, and then they told me to go to hospital myself.
Ring 999, stick a fork in him. He's done.
So I rode it out. I had some paracetamol.
You fucking hero. Why can't more people do that when they need to ring 999 and ask for an ambulance? Hey, I've fallen over and broken my hip. Pussies. Just fucking stay at home. Breathe through it.
So it's been really bad. It's been really, really bad. Struggling to sleep. I'm very... Oh, hang on. He's putting the telly on.
Put the telly
Does that
on.
mean we've hit 4,000 patrons?
Yeah, buddy!
Oh, amazing.
We knew we were going to hit 4,000 at some point during the record. 4,001, so even if one of your fucking rats cancel, still fucking got it, so you can fuck off.
Absolutely amazing.
Please don't.
That ends for me a full week of like an OCD weirdo checking our Patreon every 7 to 8 minutes. Like it's almost a relief to hit the milestone because now I can be like, and we've hit that. And I just go back to checking it 12 times a day.
I won't be happy, by the way, until we've got more Patreons than every other patron in the world combined.
All right. Okay,
I won't
good.
be happy either. I'll be really unhappy.
Sunburn has the same side effects as cocaine.
I put a bit of after sun on last night, but it's what I'm worried about is falling over at the roller skating tomorrow. And then
I come over and slap you.
Yeah.
Sam slapped me last night. She thought it'd be dead funny.
That's where ice skating would be good because if you fell over, it'd cool it down.
Oh, yeah. Did you use the aloe vera stuff?
I didn't. Please do the one. It has helped.
They would have just done that at A&E anyway, wouldn't you?
Bit of aloe vera.
Quickly, aloe vera, stat.
Yeah. But I
well, you just try and survive, babe.
Yeah. But it's fucking... You've seen it yesterday. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, he's purple, yeah.
It's been such a difficult...
Do you want to see me tits?
It's been such a difficult year
Show
and a
them your
half.
purple tits.
A terrible year and a half, and people are still... Jesus Christ. You look like Steve Carell when he gets waxed on the 40-year-old virgin.
You know that picture I sent you?
Yeah.
You can slide that in here so people know what they're dealing with.
Finn will do that.
Okay.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Do you know that scene, Dan, is
Christmas.
Proper?
When he got waxed.
And the reason why they didn't finish it is because he couldn't finish the scene.
Yeah, and he's a hairy...
Yeah.
He's a hairy man, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of The American Office at the moment. Talking about the patrons, this morning I was checking it, and I had Jack, I was giving him a fit. Literally, my baby, my son, yeah. Not your brother. Your brother wasn't round, first thing. He doesn't help out with childcare. He's lazy, your brother, like that. Your Jack was round to watch me look after my kids. It's a weird setup. And I was on the Patreon app, and I just had the numbers out. I've been checking it all the time. And Etta was like, Daddy, what's that? And I was like, did you see that? It's a really weird moment. I don't know why I did it. But I was like, that means we're going to be rich. And she went, oh, cool. Like literally took it in a stride. So she got to nursery and they opened the door and she went, we're going to be rich. She's such a phenomenal cunty. Like, the nursery nurses who earn probably about $8,500 a year must be like, what the fuck are these idiots talking about over breakfast? Right, after you go to nursery, you fucking compete. And this comes in the same week, and I shit you not, this sounds like I'm making it up. Got to nursery the other day, I picked her up, and Jasmine, is this a public episode? Jasmine, who's lovely, was like, I was like, has she been good today? Has she been good?
Is Jasmine a cunt?
Jasmine's dead nice.
It isn't a real name either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's Flasmin. No, she is dead nice, and like she ends up giving the critique on how Etta's done that day, because Etta is fun, can be a bit loud and a bit mental, but generally you just, has she been psycho? No? Okay, cool. And Jasmine's like, she's been great and she's been really making me laugh. Today she went to the toilet and when they're in the toilet, they sort of just do a check on them so they're not like, I don't know, it's just, there's 3 cubicles apparently and then 3 urinals. So Jasmine went to check, knowing that Etta had said she's going to the toilet. The 3 cubicles were empty. So Jasmine went, where's Etta? Looked to the right and my daughter was stood at a urinal, stood up, pissing into it. Which is a fucking bold move. Jasmine went, what are you doing? And Etta went, well, the boys can wee here. Yes, mate. She just stood there like, fuck off. And
was she saying that? Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, fuck off.
Why are you in a urinal? Fuck you! I'm gonna be rich!
Yeah, she's like, shut up!
I'll buy my own urinal, you fucking twat!
That's mad, that urinal.
It's just gonna be gold. And then Jasmine went, and to be fair to her, there was no splash anywhere, so good aim. I was like, right, well, that's the weirdest conversations anyone ever had at a nursery.
Well, girls have a little tiny piss willy, don't they?
Right.
A little piss
Can we be careful, though? Because it is my 4-year-old we're talking about. All right, just like, keep it vague.
Yeah. I haven't pooed for 3 days.
Good. Now, in terms of keeping it vague, that just took it off on.
Is that true?
Yeah. So because of my sunburn,
fuck's sake. Hang on.
I've been taking codeine, haven't I? Been taking codridamol.
You've been taking codridamol?
I love the way I didn't give you it for that, but you've used it for that.
What did you get codridamol for? When your shoulder went out?
Sam has had the coil put in, you know, the contraceptive, so that she doesn't have to take the pill because the pill's making her mental.
Right. So have you started taking her pills for her?
No, because the coil's quite painful. She got advised to take some codeine. So I borrowed some off Carl, but he gave me plenty. And then this was hurting. So I was like, got some codeine there. So I've been taking codeine for me sunburn.
You've been taking codeine, one of the stronger painkillers.
I don't really feel like it makes that much of a difference.
No.
It says on the box, don't drive. So Adam yesterday took two ibuprofen and then drove us to town.
Yeah. I've just took the exact same and then drove to work.
Yeah. I don't care. Take you're on phenomenal form, mate.
Yeah. Well,
codeine
makes you drowsy.
If our insurance is watching, by the way, that's lies.
Codeine makes you drowsy.
It's not Jasmine, it's Flasmin.
Yeah. So you have 2 coffees and you basically get like a high.
Yeah, a downer and a upper. It levels out.
Yeah. How's your heart?
What?
How's your heart?
He can hear it in his ears.
I have actually been able to hear me heartbeat more than you.
What a surprise that is.
Adam turns into a hummingbird. Fucking hell, Adam.
But yeah, apparently a side effect of codeine can be constipation.
Yeah, it really is.
You're going to be... you're not doing that tomorrow when we're out. Fucking ruin the day.
I'm going to poo all over the roller skates.
Oh, don't...
Yeah. Oh, that would be amazing. Adam's fallen over and something else has happened. It's going to take more than aloe vera to clean that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does block you up, the old codeine. Yeah. Also gives you boring dreams. Have your dreams been?
I don't remember.
I took codeine, can't remember what for.
Gives you boring dreams.
It gives
boring
you
or none?
Really lucid, like, you know, like dreams that are so long and detailed, but unexciting.
The dream that you were in last night.
Fucking Finn. I've just remembered. Laura had a dream the other night where she cheated on me with you. She went, don't say anything on the podcast. I was like, are you mad? This is how we make 4-year-olds rich, bitch. So I'm watching you.
In my dream, we went Formula 1 racing, like driving.
Right.
And I was in the
Too codeine.
I was in the passenger seat for you driving, and then when we got there, he went, there's no time for you, I'll go now. And I was dead pissed off.
I can't believe, after all the elaborate lengths I've gone to create Laura's Gone stories, she's gone 12 miles to Rill.
She's shagging Finn.
She's fucked. Finn, in her dreams. You're her dream man.
Doesn't that mean she wants to, though, if she's dreaming about it?
I mean, she honestly, if she cheats on me with you, Finn, I'm gonna get so much house. Like, never mind the garden off. Yeah, try and write it. Good, I'll use it in court. The divorce is going to be great. I honestly, if that's how it's going down, I'm not even going to be pissed off with you. If she wants to bang a 22-year-old from Rill, well, I can't stop her. If she's into like a little bit of Turkish, a little bit of Welsh, I let it happen. But she's moving to fucking North Wales.
Chili garlic.
And you're part raising my children. Oh, God.
No, that was actually the bottle of sauce.
Oh, was it? Was it?
I'm going to put it all over tits and then lick it off. Spicy tits. Sorry. It's your actual wife.
I dare you to fuck my wife, Finn. I dare you.
It's really weird because you're also my boss, so it feels. Should I?
Hey, don't
I've seen this video, by the way.
As your boss, if you're gonna do it, it needs to go on Patreon though. Patreon.com/haveawordpod. We haven't talked about the ghost hunt. It went live. If you're watching this on Monday on the public episode, sign up at patreon.com/haveawordpod. We have 3 fully filmed lockdown lock-ins, including the legendary one with Ishan Akbar. We have Sensei Carl's big fat stupid quiz that people loved, and now we also have the ghost hunt,
and that's on top of the extra episode you get every single week, and the early access you get to public episodes.
Over 100 hours.
Hey, there's 4,000 reprobates have signed up. It's not.
And no one
shit.
leaves. No one minimal people leave.
Yeah.
When people sign up, they tend to stay because £3 a month or 5 or 10 is such a ridiculous bargain for the shit the extra shit you get. But we went ghost hunting. For those who don't know what we're talking about, if you're one of the people who just listens to the odd episode here and there, former guest of ours, Barry Dodds, loves ghosts, and he took us to a haunted house in Pontefract, and we filmed it. We got a camera crew in. We didn't make these lads filmed it. Wanted them to be part of the film as well, and we filmed it. We all went in the house together. Then we all went in one by one, and it was one of the worst nights of my life.
That was shout out to Barry, who is my oldest and best mate in comedy. I love that man. He's such a he's such a
Sam did that to me last night, but on purpose.
I love you.
I was making her a cup of tea. She come in the back and went, "How you doing?" On me back, and I went, "You know what?" It was so painful. I couldn't even say ow. Yeah. I just went, but "You horrible cunt."
Healthy.
And she went,
when you've been together 4.5 years.
and she went. And I went, "It's not funny though, is it?"
Yeah. Are you dating Trigger?
It is. What?
You dating Trigger?
Because the coil's hurting, so she's getting a payback.
Yeah.
Barry's part of the Parapod, and they've got their movie.
Boise. Fuck. Sorry.
Boise. Literally no one noticed, but you'd have got comments like,
it was Boise.
The Parapod movie is out, so go and Google the Parapod movie. I think it's been shown at certain cinemas. There's live shows, there's Q&As.
I can't
and
wait
that's
to see
happening
the
in
Parapod
September.
movie. And well worth plugging again, because we plugged this a lot early on. The Parapod podcast, if you're into anything paranormal, or even if you're not, so the Parapod is a podcast done by Barry Dodds and Ian Boldsworth. Former stage name was Ray Peacock, which he's now changed. Go and start it from the very beginning, because it's phenomenal. It's my favourite podcast, apart from this one. Genuinely, I love it.
It is hilarious.
And me and Laura have watched the film. We got a special preview thing, and we watched it. It's mental, the production value. And Will, who's done our ghost hunt, I'm so proud of that, because it's our first time doing something out of the studio, apart from when we went for an illegal kickabout at the five-a-side pitch here at the business park, which I got like, "Oh, we're not allowed," and everyone's like, "Oh, fuck off, get in." And then we got bollocked. It was an amazing moment where I felt like such a school kid. But that was the first time out, wasn't it? And even going like on a road trip and having a Chiquitos, which is not a restaurant that anyone really wants to go to.
No, we only went there because Nando's was chocker.
I had such a good time. And I got there and I was like, I was worried that we weren't going to adapt to being out of our little safe sort of, this is what we do. This feels so easy and so natural. We've got the chemistry here. And I was worried that Barry was going to get a little bit fucking ghost nonsense, like
Take it seriously.
It was
Fred's
just
in the loft.
It was just so fun from start to finish. And I'm not going to ruin it for the people that have not seen it yet that are our patrons, or if you're going to sign up. But watching one of us lose their mind.
It was so funny.
Made my night so much more fun because we were having a laugh and
Wasn't me, wasn't you, and it wasn't Finn.
There was one bit where I nearly went, lad, are you taking the piss? And I saw genuine fear. I was like, oh, this is so fun. It was like I got to live it vicariously.
The mirror was straight. Right, listen, look, this doesn't ruin anything. There's a wonky mirror, and when I went in my own, there's a fucking straight as an arrow. Just go and watch it. It's the worst thing I've ever been through. I don't want to go back. I'm never going to another one.
So Barry initially was like, what we're going to do is we're going to be downstairs and then one of us is going to go upstairs for like 5 minutes in a room at a time. And I went, nah, we should be out of the house.
Thanks
and
for
you
that.
should be
That was good idea.
in the house. That was the touch, wasn't it?
It's a good idea, that. It's really good. I'm glad he did it.
Because there was a couple of moments early on when
it.
you hear the story. There was a couple of moments where I went, right, just, you're fine. But I was getting a bit jittery. And then I got a bit more jittery in other places, thank you, Finn. But when you walk in on your own, as the evening went on, I was becoming more and more skeptical.
The house when you're on your own, the house was a different monster.
Yeah,
absolutely. When there was 7 of us, including us, Barry, the camera crew, it was like, yeah, this is a bit weird.
100%.
When that door closed and it's just you, it was like, oh, this is different.
And you leaving fucking spooky dolls to watch over me on pillows, like. Nah.
But yeah, go and watch it. It's only on Patreon. It'll never go public. All the extra content we do, we give to the Patreons because they're the ones who support us and make this shit happen. And if you just enjoy the podcast and you just want to listen to this, that's fine. If you want that bonus stuff, patreon.com/haveawaypod, and we promise you it's fucking worth it, bro.
Yeah, and we've got a lockdown lock-in. What are we calling it? We've got
post-pandemic piss-up.
The post-pandemic piss-up.
It won't be, though.
It's going to be, what?
No.
It won't
We're
be.
still going to be locked down.
We're still going to be locked down when we do it.
So we're going to do the 4th lockdown lock-in
4.0, yeah.
with Steve and Trice.
And Max.
So there'll be a post on the Patreon asking for some questions for that. So get on the Patreon patrons and start firing me the questions for prepping the lockdown lock-in with Steve and Trice that is coming in July.
I tell you what as well, because we want to encourage more sort of comments and stuff on the YouTube videos because that helps us sort of go up the algorithm and stuff. If you've got any suggestions for bonus features you want on that lock-in, so obviously we've done Carl's quiz in the past with the lockdown lock-in with Eshan. We sort of did a twist on Would I Lie to You? I say a twist. We just did Would I Lie to You? We just robbed it. If you want anything like that for Max and Steven, any suggestions like that, put them in the YouTube comments, please.
And like this video, we never ask.
Like the video.
Just right now, go and click like. Just dead easy.
Yeah, just go and like and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
And also, I've got my own channel where I do makeup tutorials, so like and subscribe.
Dead easy, just click the button.
I wanted to make a hair joke there, but you know what? I stopped myself. And that means I'm growing.
Oh, that's really good of you.
His hair's not, though.
What?
Nothing.
Because I'm bald, guys. 4,000 patrons.
We're gigging together tonight. We can talk about that. It's quite funny, innit? We're doing Chester, and all week the comedy club has been like, we've got the podcast Have a Word Adam and Dan here. And we're like, we're not promoting that because we want everyone to come to the podcast shows.
Yeah. It seems like you're being cunty, but
no,
we've not been booked together.
Trying to avoid being booked together because we want people to come and see the Have a Word shows with us too.
It is just going to happen. If you want to come and see us this week on Saturday the 26th of June, we are in Preston with the amazing Paul Smith and Lauren Patterson.
And Barbara Nice.
Yeah, I think that's because of the moving around, the doubling, you know. It's an amazing show. I tell you what, there's not many times you're going to see two of our favourite guests and me and Adam. I'm hosting because I'm from Preston. And it's big enough in Preston. It's they've done like a 2-page thing in the Lancashire Evening Post. And it's moments like this where my granddad sort of understands what I do. Yeah. Like I can say YouTube and internet, and it's like I'm going wizardry and nonsense. He's like, I don't understand it. But as soon as there's a... yeah, from a long line of nonsense. Great, good times. Good times. But yeah, in the local paper, I had Dan Nightingale's bringing his friends to Preston, and there's going to be a microphone.
I'm doing the middle that night. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, well, that should be fun for, I imagine, Barbara and I. If you want to see a badly manoeuvred Bill, come to Preston on the 26th of June. Shall we have a little intervale, and we'll see you after these massages.
Massages? We're getting a massage?
You're not.
What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety, it can help you sleep, it can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you gonna get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk. Welcome back. Don't even tell them what we're laughing at. They're not allowed to know.
Want some bread?
Throw out some questions. Woo!
Phineas, my love, the screen's on. Oh, cheers, lad.
Why can't we have the screen on?
I don't think you need to see the editing process. That is my personal, professional opinion.
I remember editing, I remember editing just before you come back from
August.
Japan. Having to edit those full episodes.
I remember when you went to London for whatever reason, and you said, "This is my first edit on my own."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. God bless you guys. I love not doing any editing. It's fucking great.
My favourite thing to do is not doing editing.
Yeah. It's what I love.
My favourite thing to do is nothing.
Fuck all.
Yeah.
Fuck all's better than nothing.
Doing nothing.
Fuck all can be something, though.
Yeah, I mean, like
Playing
watching
FIFA.
telly, playing FIFA. That's
doing fuck all.
To me, that's doing nothing.
Don't have kids. I dream about
play
doing
FIFA with the kid.
fuck all.
Play FIFA with the kid.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I play FIFA anyway, I hold my pad like this. Now, if you hold your pad like that,
Can have the baby there.
yeah, the baby fits in your arms.
Fucking Jesus, why not? That's
And it can press buttons that you haven't got the dexterity to reach.
Yeah. Have a
Cheating.
bit of spit up, then you've got a bit of milk puke in your fucking buttons. Great. That'd be good fun.
Just have a bucket just behind the baby, and every time it's sick, you just go, tip it,
Tip it.
sick into the
I'll be
bucket,
back.
right back.
And poo.
What'd you do for the nappy change?
What?
What'd you do for the nappy change? Special move.
Maid!
Yeah.
Come clean my baby's nappy.
Okay. So that's for the 40,000 patrons. We're not quite there yet. Because I don't know if you know this about my wife. She doesn't like being called maid.
The dream for me, genuinely, right, is to have...
Just love it when Adam does this. 470 billion patrons! Is there life on other planets? We don't know, but there could be patrons.
I'm not Freddie Quinn. Why are you doing this voice?
No. Did a pigeon.
Throw out some bread. The dream for me is to have staff in the house. I want a chef.
I just looked at Finn. Sorry, back to work.
I want a chef. I want a maid. I want a baby making machine / wife.
I hope she ain't watching this.
Oh, you forgot it's not a Patreon episode.
No, my missus hates everything I do.
Oh.
No, she doesn't. She just doesn't watch this.
4.5 years in.
But yeah, I want to have a chef. I want to come in and be like, listen, Gary, tonight.
Gary the chef.
Gary Rhodes. Oh, he's dead, isn't he?
Gary, listen, lad, I feel like some lobster. So, crack on. And then goes to the maid. Hey, I want this shirt. Give her an iron. Don't worry about ironing my jeans. I'm not bothered about ironing jeans. The crease fall out anyway. Get me shoes ready. Open me new fucking undies for me. New undies every day, obviously. I'm a billionaire.
Right.
Gardener.
Very well.
He's running out of ways to spend his money. Gary, the chef. I want lobster for breakfast because I'm rich. and water these fucking plants. No, it's tap water, Gary. You fucking pop. Get the Evian out. Because I'm rowy fucking bags. Now, where's that maid? Because I want to fuck.
Evian tastes milky, doesn't it? You ever noticed that?
What?
Evian's got like a milky taste to it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
There'll be people watching this who know what I'm on about. Evian is like milky water.
It's so weird what bugs me when you say stuff because we've said some weird shit about my family. But that's the most annoying thing you've said today. What do you mean? Evian's my choice of bottled water.
No, it's got like a milky. It's got like too much calcium or something in it. So
I prefer Nestle Pure Life water.
Yeah, the one that I just bought randomly from B&M Bargains.
Use code Sensei15.
I'm also sponsored by Keys for locking doors.
Cockyogurt.co.uk is our domain, by the way.
Yeah, no, if you go to cockyogurt.co.uk, you'll buy some merch.
But yeah, don't you just want to have staff?
Yeah.
Handyman as well. Build me a wardrobe, lad. See it in an hour. Let us know if you want a brew.
How often do you need him?
An indoor and an outdoor.
How often do you need him?
Well, in my head, I've got so much land that I can just constantly give him new jobs. Make me a swing.
You've got land.
Yeah.
You're going to have to move out of Liverpool for this, aren't you? Where are you getting this land? Like these.
Or I could just buy me street and knock all the other houses down.
Yeah.
You're not thinking clearly. And
I'm not thinking like a rich person.
Yeah.
You're thinking like a rich person. I'm thinking like a poor person. Like you'll get money and you'll need to go and buy acreage in the countryside.
Yeah.
You're thinking like a rich person. I'll buy this fucking street and knock all these houses down.
Not all but
and
one.
The library.
That's for me dad.
And the school and the old people's home. With
They're
them
not on
in
my
it.
street.
2 birds, 1 stone.
There's an old people's home, actually.
What would the gardener do?
Said 2 birds,
The
1
garden.
stone.
Yeah, but what are they doing in there? What do you want in your garden?
Just want him to keep on top of the plants and the grass and that. Want it mowing every morning.
Mowing every morning.
Even in the winter when it's raining and they'll
in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it all going to be lawn or is some of it going to be knocked out foundations from fucking 3-bedroom semis?
Most of it will be lawn and then a little bit of decking for me barbecue.
Right. How many houses are you knocking down for your decking and shitloads of lawn?
How many's in that? About 50, 60?
Right. Now I'm starting to think if this is the plan, you're going to need to hire some security because once word gets
There we
round
go. More stuff.
that Rowie Bags has not only got rich, but he's also got rich to the point where he's aggressively buying out all of his neighbours, knocking their shit down. How many bedrooms? Are you just keeping your house in the middle of it or are you making a bigger house?
I'll make a big house.
Right.
So I'll knock my house down as well. I'll knock them all down. I'll go and stay in my dad's for a few weeks while they build me a new house.
Couple of weeks. That's how that works, isn't it? Knock them all down. Couple of weeks, get us a new house. Come on, Gary! Fuck the lobster! You got to finish the kitchen.
Yeah.
Would you have a moat?
What?
Would you have a moat?
No. I want to at least appear welcoming.
No, I think that's silly. No, Carl. No, because I think that might be a bit ostentatious.
No.
But I do
just have a big fence.
But I do want a dragon. How many animals on the property? Because I see you as a big tiger cunt.
No, because like
Really?
No, you come on. Adam
I'd like
gives
a few dogs and
on.
1 chicken. I can't be asked going to buy eggs every day.
Adam he gives off big cat vibes. Do you not think?
You need a hen then?
What do you mean?
A hen?
Yeah, chicken.
Oh, right.
Right.
I didn't say a cock. I said a chicken.
So you're so rich, you've got staff, security,
Yeah.
a kennel of dogs,
Yeah.
and 1 fucking chicken because you don't want to spend money on eggs. Again, he's thinking like a rich person. You know how you stay poor? You buy eggs. You know, you get rich, you get chickens. And a cock to fuck the chicken. Do they need to fuck?
No.
Hang on. Can I just confirm? No, that's just the...
No, if a cock
roosted,
fucks a
isn't it?
chicken,
It's a chicken.
then it makes a chicken egg that a chicken comes out of. If a hen just shits out an egg, then that's for your butties.
Right.
Or egg bread.
Yeah.
Is that true, Adam?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking. Noah, I'm asking what he knows.
So what is an egg?
What's an egg?
Is it like that day's placenta? No?
Essentially.
Right. I don't
It's
know
the
what
thing
I'm
that
talking
could have
about.
been spermified to make a baba chicken.
It's an egg.
Yeah.
Spermified.
Spermified.
By the cock.
Spunked on.
We got it.
Oh, spunked on.
Cockyogurt.co.uk.
Fuck paste.
Yeah, I want a few dogs chicken.
People who aren't patrons are like, what guys, what the fuck are you on about?
And maybe a horse.
Your garden sounds retarded.
An horse each for me.
An horse?
Me missus and me kids.
Can I have an horse?
To ride around the fucking...
Yeah, and then a swimming pool as well.
Cool.
And the horses are welcome in the swimming pool if they get too hot.
Cool.
I've got a pool boy on the staff
Cool.
to clean the horse shit out
And
the
you've got a
pool.
stable hand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking
Gardener can do that.
What a non-relaxing little... On a summer's day. Where's Adam? He's in the pool. He's got his Lilo out. Where's the ass? Oh my God, it's him with him.
It wouldn't be like massively deep though, so the horse should just be able to stand there.
You're eating scrambled egg.
How often are you cleaning your pool out?
What?
You're going to clean your pool out hourly?
He's not going to do anything, is he?
I've got staff. Got a pool boy.
Right.
Finn, how are you with pools? Good chat. So sign up at patreon.com/haveawordpod because Adam is a fucking lunatic. And let's be honest, we want to see what happens. I want to pay my mortgage off. He wants a couple of osses.
And I'd like a little fucking corner unit couch as well to sit on outside.
To watch the horse.
All right, don't dream too big.
Can't afford garden furniture.
Fire pit. Oh, a fire pit.
Garden furniture is expensive.
£85 from B&Q. You can afford that now. That's not, you're not talking Jeff Bezos money, are you? A fire pit. One day when I'm a billionaire. Will you go to space, Adam? No! Leave that to fucking Jeff. I'm going to B&Q for an £85 fire pit.
What if I want a big one?
How
like
big?
$2,000 or something.
Right, a £2 fire pit.
Yeah.
Can afford that now?
Right. Why don't you just use one of the bombed out fucking houses that you've knocked down?
Because that's arson.
It's your land.
Yeah, but it's arson if you set your own house on
We're getting
fire.
lost in the weeds here, guys. We're getting lost in the fucking billionaire weeds.
Is it arson if you set your own house on fire? And then don't complain.
I suppose it's a weird form of renovations, but...
Did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite happy about it, to be honest. Look, boss that. Get your marshmallow on there. Ooh, lovely.
Yeah. Who needs to do house clearances? Just get some fucking petrol. Woof. Right. Yeah.
Petrol's dangerous though, innit?
Yeah. So you want to burn it?
Diesel.
Diesel, yeah. It's better for the environment. What are we even talking about? Questions. We've got a question from Dan Johnson.
Whoa, goat alert.
Goat 2. Secondary goat. Hi, Alex.
He's the go-to guy for questions.
Woo.
Oh, go-to.
Papa dog.
Eyelids, quick question. At what age do you hang up your dick and balls? What age do you see yourself deciding sex and even wanking is well off the menu? So looking forward, personally, when do you think you will retire little Vinnie Rowe? When are you packing it up? When's Shagger Carl,
Shaka Khan?
Shagger Carl? Shagger Carl? Shagger
I
Carl?
think it's just when you lose the urge to come.
Next question. Straight to the point on that one. Lose the urge to come. I mean, I suppose he's including the wanking, isn't he? So it's not even when Laura, I mean, that's not far off when it's like.
When do you lose, is it virility?
I don't know, is it?
I think it is virility.
It's not happening anywhere near 40, mate.
I'm not asking you. I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just from personal experience. I'm a little bit further down this road.
I know this might be naive, but I feel like if I live to 90, I'm still going to be shagging.
Just give him 6 years.
Who are you shagging at 90?
Whoever wants it.
Wow, you're going to be a rapey pensioner,
Why
aren't
is
you?
that so threatening?
No, whoever wants it.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said whoever I want to.
No, whoever wants it.
Okay, so I crucially misheard, and I'd like my comments struck from the record.
Okay.
Sound like
Yeah, if any
You're
woman...
not a rapey pensioner.
No, I'm a shagging pensioner.
You sound like you're in the UFC.
Adam the shagging pensioner. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like being in the UFC. People can call me out.
Yeah, who wants
I
it?
suck Adam Rowe's dick.
What,
Alright.
at the old people's home?
Put it on pay-per-view.
Because all the young people now are on YouTube, so they'll just be taking the teeth out.
4 a.m. as well.
I'm here in room 4 Monday.
Yeah, put it on pay-per-view. We'll have an undercard.
The old deaf.
All right. So that's just the old girl with the teeth out.
Right.
Yeah, you don't
Bell
go
to
blow
blowy
job.
there, though.
You don't go a blow job with your dentures. Fact. It's not even funny. Come on, Carl. Keep up.
I want to say like 70.
Yeah. I don't want it to be true, but that is going to be a sad day when you're like,
Do you reckon you know when
Can't
it's your
be
last
arsed.
wank? Do you know what I mean? Do you reckon you're having it like, this is the last one?
No.
Or do you reckon it's just, you'll just never feel the need to do it again?
Like what McLaughlin says, like there was once a time when you played out with your mates for the last ever time, but you all didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there a last? Is there a last spaff?
It's so sad and beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there a last spaff? Fucking hell.
Like the Last Supper.
I hope I hope it's like I'd rather die suddenly and not have to deal with like the time I tried to crack one out and my dick was like, I'm too old, Dan, I can't do it. You're gonna have to leave me by the side of the road.
I'd rather go out with a bang.
Sad.
The last time I like jizz, I'd rather it be in a woman rather than onto a tissue.
I thought you were gonna say, and then I get hit by a bus and I'm like, what are you doing at that bus stop?
No, out with a bang as in like banging.
Not on a woman, no.
What?
On a woman.
No, it's better in, isn't it? Always best to leave it in. Feels well better.
Yeah. Subtle. Vagina.
It does, though.
Yeah, it does.
Or bumhole.
What? Oh, the vagina feels well better than a bumhole. What are you on about? It's not as good.
What do you mean?
Well, the vagina's way more, I don't know.
Roomy.
All right, well, we're learning about your missus. It's designed for
Thanks,
it.
yeah, like what you done with the plates.
Get a bit of decking.
Horse. Swimming pool.
Adam on a lilo. Fucking hell, your missus is fun. He's massive.
Disclaimer, it isn't.
You fucking pussy hole that you couldn't get to the end of that. We literally just said Adam would be in your wife's vagina and a horse would be in there. And Carl was like, pause. Disclaimer, it's not. It's dead tight. You couldn't even get a pony in. Like, lads, I need a meeting after this. Production meeting. Stop talking about her fanny like that. You couldn't get decking in my missus's fanny. Fucking hell, lads.
Fucking hell.
Do you reckon you can get a patio? Porch.
No.
Adam's like, not letting this one go. Adam's planning out her fanny like he's planning out his billionaire household.
I know what you're saying, by the way. The vagina is a more sort of, to quote Jim Jeffries, purpose-built vessel.
Yeah, it's better.
But the feeling, because it's naughty to come in a bumhole.
Now, there's more going on. If we're talking about pure comfort, there is only one option, surely. But if it's all psychological and you're like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam just said coming in a bumhole's comfy, and you didn't.
No, not comfy. I said it's more exciting.
I thought you said comfy.
It's like going camping. It's not better than sleeping in your bed. It's just a bit different. You know what I mean?
Just like going camping. And
Camping and bumming.
That's what I said to the last woman that I had anal sex with. I was like, oh, babe, this is just like camping. Your arsehole's like a Euro Hike 5000. Yeah. I'm not a big...
let's go camping.
When you're young, it's the biggest. It's like, so have you got your brown wings? It's the biggest thing in it.
Brown wings, is that what you called it?
Honestly, back in the days, that was a big thing. It's so childish.
We used to
And
say,
then the reality is,
have you bummed anyone yet? That's what we used to say.
right? Yeah. Again, not good on the innuendo when you were young.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Go on. What?
I do remember, yeah.
What?
You remember when we used to say that? Hey, have you bummed anyone yet?
Do you remember when we did say that?
Do you remember when we used to say that?
Do you
We should have in school.
And Matt's.
Yeah.
I used to ask the bus driver every time I got on. Do you remember the lady we used to work with when we found out?
Oh, yeah. There's a girl who we used to work with in Zellig's.
Zellig's, mate! It's been a while!
Zellig's t-shirts coming very soon.
I cannot wait. I want to be the only one that wears the Zelig. I think me and Finn should be the only one wearing the Zelig's merch. Oh. It's less funny if someone that actually worked at Zelig's is wearing it.
Yeah, there's a girl who worked with us called
Doesn't
something.
matter.
Yeah, Lisa. No, it wasn't Lisa, but someone worked there called Lisa.
Yeah.
It
Wasn't there
Lisa.
either. Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
But it was a girl. But it was a girl.
She was quite open about the fact she loved getting bummed. So we nicknamed her Bummed. That's what we used to call her.
You are fucking
So we'd be
lying
like,
with
hey,
these
bummed.
nicknames.
Will you restock that fridge? Hey, bummed. Pass the limes.
And we just
hey,
shout.
Bummed.
Did she use
We
the
just shout
turn of
bummed,
phrase, I like getting bummed me? Did she say it like that?
Shut
Or
and
did
scout, so the me probably wasn't there, but it was like, I love getting bombed. Don't know where she was from.
Really?
I think she was Jamaican.
I love getting bummed, man. Get on the ground and bum me in the face.
Get on the ground and bum me in the face. Stick it on a t-shirt. Get on the ground, bum you in the face. Get on the ground, bum you in the face. 70. We've decided 70. Dan, we've decided 70. Unless you work with a Jamaican pervert, and then as long as you can get on the ground and bum it in the face.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
Patreon.com/everywherePod.
Hey, Lids, you have to get a tattoo of each other, but it can't be a portrait. Just something that represents that person. For example, if you had a tattoo of Finn, you might have the Welsh dragon eating a Turkish kebab. What are you getting that represents each other? If we could go round to the right. So, Adam.
Well, if I was going to get Finn, I'd just start with that and say I'd get the Turkish Prime Minister in Real Sun Centre. Just to flip it.
And the Turkish Prime Minister is...
President Erdogan. Erdogan.
Yeah.
He's a twat.
Is it Erdogan?
By the way,
You listening?
don't age
Erdogan.
restrict us, though, please, Turkey. Please don't age restrict us.
Yeah. Because there are certain world powers who I fucking can't stand, but have enough influence because they're evil cunts to mess with our labelling on YouTube. But I can't see that Turkey's one of them. President Erdogan. He's a right cunt.
So you're getting President Erdogan in
No, I've got to go to the right. I've got to do you, haven't I?
Huh?
I've got to do something that represents...
Oh, right.
Can I have a think about it? Come back to me.
It's in these moments that I start to think, maybe I should send out a little message with a bit of prep going, guys, have a think about this for tomorrow. Lads, what were you to do? Just come back to me on that.
Carl, what about you?
I just have a chili sauce bottle, chili garlic bottle.
Yeah.
On my hip.
Finn, you got to get one that represents Dan.
Can I get a picture of Laura wearing a Laura's Gone t-shirt?
So you're fucking my wife in her dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And you want her to, you want a tattoo of my wife while she's banging you in her dreams.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. So I have to get a tattoo of you. I just get two little Adams.
It can't be me, can it?
Oh shit!
It's not a portrait.
Oh, I get two big dicks. I get two big dicks.
I'd get
two little dicks. That look. Two big dicks.
I'd get.
What was that?
I'd get a picture of
My left foot, because it's fucking great.
I'd get a picture of Takumi Minamino, Liverpool's Japanese footballer, in a Spain top.
Like it? Mixing together my two home countries.
Could you say that player's name again in your accent?
Takumi Minamino.
Wow.
Rolls
That's
up
just a
tongue.
lot of fun. There's some things you say, and I get them in the earphones, and it makes me go, but you saying Takumi Minamino is genuinely lovely.
Okay, cool. Takumi Minamino.
Thanks for that.
Or as John Barnes once called him in a pre-match build-up, Takumi Minamoto.
Minimoto.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel acceptable.
Did you have them in Preston, Minimotos? Little tiny motorbikes.
Mini motos.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
like
literally
mini
about this
super
big.
bikes.
Mini superbikes, but like grown men would sit on them.
Oh, the were they like 125cc?
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
looked
Like they were like look
they had like
clowns.
the Repsol like sponsorship and everything.
Yeah, there's one here.
Right.
That was quick, that Finn.
Oh my god.
It's on the fucking ball. One of them.
That's not
Let's have a look. Oh no. Okay, they're not 125. Oh, you mean they're actually like
It's a motorbike, just tiny.
it's like a clown motorbike.
Essentially, yeah.
Like if a clown
What Scallies used to drive them around.
yeah, if you were a scally clown.
Yeah, there's a police officer, but
a
there's one.
police officer. Please put that picture in. we have seized.
That's actually him on Christmas Day. Thanks, Mum.
We have seized one green mini moto.
Love me, Mum. Off to work.
Imagine if he chased people on that.
We are actually still pursuing one little person who dismounted the mini moto and headed into the woods.
Little person. That's growth, isn't it?
Thank
Didn't
you.
say midget or
Ooh,
dwarf.
growth. Growth. Wrong word there, kid. Mini moto.
What's ironic is you showed growth and then I stunted it. Stunted. Like on a bike. Stunts.
So full circle today.
Now then, Lids, with the Euros getting going this week, I just wanted to ask which has been the most enjoyable tournament as an England fan? Euros or World Cup? I know some of you are older than the others. Dan, thank you. So it will be interesting to hear. Greatest one for me was Italia 90. Amazing to experience as a footy-loving kid, as the whole country just came together for 1 month. I remember my house being in tears at the semi-final loss and my dad taking on a Basil Fawlty-style German rant after the pens. Also, what's your favourite England tournament song? Badil Luskin at Ant and Deck, Lily Allen's dad. World in Motion for me. Keep up the outstanding work, fellas. I have forgotten who. I didn't write down who. I think that might be. I think that might be Indie Clone.
Jordan, Italia 90.
Jonathan.
I was
an older listener because
Jonathan.
Yeah. Jordan, Italia 90. I was still jizzing me dad's bollocks at best.
So, are you saying that wasn't your favourite tournament?
I'm saying I barely remember it. I had a little peep out of his dick hole. Wasn't enjoying the match. Went back to kid.
How long were you in the Bulls?
What?
How long were you in the? When was your birthday year? 92.
Yeah.
Right. I think you might have gone a bit stale in the ball sack, kid. Explains a lot.
I think my favourite tournament was 2002 because
South Korea, Japan.
was it 98?
South Korea, Japan was 2002.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the one that was stupidly early
We
over
used to
here.
watch it in school.
So our school would open up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and you could go in before school to watch the England match.
Was that the Nigeria game? Was the ridiculously early kickoff?
I remember the Brazil one.
The Brazil one as well. We got knocked out. We finished at like 8 a.m. So we watched.
Oh, was that
before.
6 a.m. as well?
Yeah.
Ronaldinho's Brazil.
Do you know he got sent off in that game?
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he just? Is that the one he caught Seaman off his line and like?
Yeah. He
like,
got sent off 7 minutes later. When you saw that the other day.
We got bested by the best team in the competition, though, didn't we?
One of the best international teams ever.
They beat Turkey in the semis.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Do you remember?
And then they beat Germany in the final.
Yeah. Ronaldo scored 2.
Yeah, I remember that the Hyena in Newcastle being open at stupid in the morning and 300 like tired, grumpy Geordies watching England. It was really weird. Like the licensing just opened up. How old were you then? 10? Were you about 10?
10.
Yeah.
So I remember Italia 90. It was just as I was getting into football, but I just about remember it. And I remember the Pavarotti song. That was the big thing. It was Nessun D'Or or whatever it's called.
Well,
and every time I think most people who were alive then hear it and go, Italia 90.
Pacelli sang it last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the opening ceremony, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing.
Yeah. My favourite England song by a mile is Three Lions, though. I don't think anything else comes close. Really. I like Ant and Deck's on the ball because it's funny. It's a bit stupid. But it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming. Football's coming.
So that was Euro 96, and that was when I was bang into football. So Italia 90 was massive because England did well. We didn't qualify for Euro 92.
Did we not?
I don't think we were there. It was Denmark won it against Germany in the final. I might be wrong.
Michael Laudrup not go to that tournament? Because he was like, because he played for Denmark and he was their star, and he was like, "We're not going to win it, so I'm going to have to someone off."
He did well.
And
as
then
well.
They won it.
Did they win it?
They beat Germany in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Graham Taylor fucked up and we didn't qualify, or was it?
Sweden.
Oh,
you is it? Yeah.
Oh, it's the World Cup. It's the World Cup.
Not English.
You.
Sorry, I've confused it with World Cup 94. We didn't qualify for World Cup 94.
Carl getting pissed off there because in his head, real is Wales, but not really. That's really funny.
Mate, Euro 96 though. Oh my God, it was so good. That was
England, wasn't it?
That was the most proud. Like, it was an amazing feeling. And when I think we beat the Dutch like 4-1. It was the strangest feeling to be English and being like, we're fucking incredible. Like, it felt like you were amazing. And to lose to Germany like we did was just...
Was it the semis we lost?
I think we beat Spain in the quarterfinals.
Beat Scotland as well, didn't we?
That was in the group.
Yeah.
I think we drew with Switzerland, beat Scotland, beat Holland. And we beat Spain on pens. That was a really boring match, as I remember it. And then the semis, Gaza just fell short of just tapping in a ball.
The slide. Yeah.
Just because he was amazing, but he was sort of fat. Just like with his tubby little legs, like
Do you
just
know
couldn't
I've
quite reach
seen
it.
Paul Gascoigne head to toe naked
Wow.
in person.
Wow.
On a picture.
Now they can get a picture
In your
now.
girlfriend's vagina. Sorry.
I like that, lad.
No, I was mascot.
Massive in here.
Hey, get off the horse. Show a bit of respect. Sorry, go on.
I was mascot for Everton in.
No humour whatsoever.
See, Carl will fuck around for a bit, but he's like, this is too real. It's not real.
Paul Gascoigne wasn't in here, Fanny. It wasn't with a
So when were you the?
2001, so I was 9.
Yeah, it's a very valid time to be one of the
Again, they got me
the
for
mascots.
my birthday. And do you remember Danny Cadamatri?
I do. Ended up playing for Bradford.
Yeah, he was he was the person who took me around all day, so he showed me like everything. And he went, we're going to go into change rooms now, you'll be able to see all the players. So like sat next to them all and got pictures. And I went in and got pictures of like Duncan Ferguson, people like that, Kevin Campbell.
Is this the 1-to-1 era, Everton?
1-to-1, yeah. And he opened the door to the next part of the dressing room, and Gaza was just stood there, head to toe bollock, just next to the door. And I'm only a kid, and he must have like, Paul, fucking hell. And he just like slammed the door. He went, you all right? I was like, yeah. Back then, Gaza wasn't anything to me really, because I was only young.
Yeah, but then he was.
But now it's Paul Gascoigne.
In your head, how big was his dick, based on your memory?
Quite good. He had a good day.
Yeah, that's what he's remembered for, isn't it?
Yeah.
His dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
That's how he knocked it over that Scotland fella's head.
I've never seen that goal. Someone should show it. Someone should show it on TV or the internet.
He showed that
Been on
goal.
loads this week.
Has it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Haven't seen it.
That's my favourite thing to do when you're being stupid. To just go one level more stupid and watch you be like, is he being... No, he's taking the piss.
There's no fact about that game. We beat Leicester 2-1. And it was Roberto Mancini's last ever game as a professional footballer, playing for Leicester.
What?
Oh, Roberto Mancini, Italy manager.
I absolutely do.
He
I
was playing
had
for,
no idea he played for
he was
Leicester.
playing for Leicester in that game, and it was his last ever professional game.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
O'Neill's Leicester.
Was it? Yeah. Captain was Darren Goff for Everton, and Savage was it for Leicester? I think.
I love it when
No,
I know it's well trodden and everything, but when like on a stag do they go to the football and they've all had a whip around and made their 36-year-old mate the mascot. That when that goes viral, I know it's probably someone else's joke, but it's just amazing visuals when a club, and it's never I don't think the Premier League clubs would let you do it, but at League One they're like, mate, if you pay your 85 quid, you can have your dickhead mate, and they come out and then I've seen one where like they go out and they like he's holding hands with the captain and they just play along with it. It's so fucking funny.
Can you do that? Because I would love to do that for myself, but then just try and not leave the pitch.
Right.
Just try and play the game. See if anyone notices.
I think they'd have a clue.
Yeah, but if you just play in between the lines, people will just be like, oh, the joke happened.
That's what would make you disappear. He's gone between the lines. What were the 56,000 people at Anfield doing? Just couldn't see between the lines. Adam's so silky. They were like, is that Shaqiri? Fucking hell, Shaqiri's lost weight. Hasn't he got thin legs? That's from before.
Yeah, just like slot into that attack and mid-roll behind the two strikers.
Is that where you see yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got to kick off. Where do you?
That's how you see yourself.
Cam, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can spray a pass.
Oh, yeah.
But
Where are you standing for kickoff?
what?
When you're taking the knee.
I'll take the kickoff. Because like no one's ever got an eye on the person in the middle. They're always like, what's the formation here? So they'll be clocking it. They'll be like, right there, swat.
No one's ever got the eye on the person who takes the kick off.
No, they're always looking at everyone else.
Is that 100%?
Common misconception. People will be like, there's Salah, there's Manny, there's Firmino.
On the TV pictures,
Yeah.
when the guy
always
in
zoomed
the
out.
middle rolls the ball, no one's looking at that. I don't even see that
It's
happen.
quite zoomed out.
Who's
From
it,
the
right
main
back?
stand, like if you're just like squinting and looking at me, it could be Manny.
Hey, if you're really doing this, could be Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
How much sunburn have you got?
Scared yourself there, didn't you?
Oh, I got a dry mouth.
I think they'd notice. If you scored, they'd notice as well.
Imagine if I scored though. Imagine if I managed to stay on the pitch and avoid being like clocked for like 2 minutes and I managed to score, and that's when everyone was like, hang on.
That's Adam Rowe.
I love
Top
it.
end.
I love it.
Free space.
I love
Free
it.
header. 1-0.
All Adam needs is 2 minutes of a Premier League. 2 minutes. You just give him 2 minutes. Obviously, he's going to get detected at 3. He's just got to score in that first 2 minutes. How many Premier League games have a goal in the first 2 minutes? Probably about 3%, maybe even less. But Adam just needs that time. He's the 12th man. What would you have on your? What numbers and name would you have? Because obviously that's another. You've got to be careful with that, haven't you? Because you can't have. Easy, Dan. Getting excited. I've just clocked myself in the face for the audio listeners. Having a great time and losing control of my limbs. You can't have like Gerrard. What?
No,
what are you going?
I'm not Steven Gerrard.
Are you going to have Rowe?
And they'll be like, hang on, he retired.
Yeah, that'd be the thing that give it away.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven Gerrard's there. Oh, hang on. He's retired. That's the thing that was.
He's managing Rangers. He can't be here. Yeah.
I'm almost sure that's him. Or
You
man.
don't have Rowe, because if anyone can see it, they'll be like, I don't know a Rowe. So got to be a player coming through the ranks.
What about Takumi Minamamato? What about Takumi Minamino.
Minamino.
Minidicko.
Yeah.
Mini.
I'd have to grow my hair a bit. But yeah.
So you're
He hasn't played that much anyway, so people might not even recognise him.
You look more Japanese than not.
Yeah.
you're taking the role of Takumi Minamino next season for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And no one's going to notice and you're going to score.
I'm just saying it's possible.
And he'll
I'm not saying
appreciate-
it's guaranteed.
He'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
He's trying to prove himself.
He can just have a few... Go on holiday.
He's at Southampton, isn't he, right now?
He's unknown, so that's another problem, isn't it?
Mm.
Fucking Minimoto's just scored. That's 3 points gone. I'm not all right with the Mane joke that I did. I'm just having to take that in a little bit. I think we need a moment.
Do you want to have a break?
Absolute pleasure. Euro 96 to Gazza's dick very quickly.
What's happening, guys? Ooh, look at your outfit. Shocking. You look horrible in that. That's a shit t-shirt, jumper, dress thing, whatever that is you've got on. What you need, lad, is a fucking t-shirt or a hoodie from haveawordpod.com. You want some official Have a Word merch? Go to haveawordpod.com and get some then, instead of wearing that fucking shite you've got on. It's horrible. You look a joke. Don't be leaving the house like that. You want a hoodie that says rat? That's what you need, lad. Go and get it. Haveawordpod.com. Back. Part 3 of 4. We're back. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your little break there. Hope you, whatever sponsor we fucking slid in, hope you've gone and give them some money so that they keep giving us money. You know what I mean?
Adam explaining adverts to you. There you go. That's adverts with Adam Rowe.
Scouse accents are always a bit more threatening when they're quiet, aren't they?
Hey,
Hey, there you go, lad.
Yeah.
All right.
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you
No,
do
no,
what you
no
want to
trouble,
do, lad.
No trouble, lad. I had that in hot water once, you know, the tailor. That lad who threatened me.
No.
I just get threatened every night in hot water. Like,
Why?
for kicking people out.
All right.
And it used to always like, lad, and then this lad went to the bouncer, what's his name? And the bouncer went, I can't tell you that. He went, all right, lad, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. I was like, that's more. He was so relaxed. He was like, it's all right.
Yeah, because truly influential people on the nasty side, like guns and that, they don't need to shout, do they?
Yeah.
And he
They're just
wasn't.
nice and calm. He was
It's all right,
like,
it's all right, lad, don't worry about it.
It's
I'll be
like
back,
small
sound. I was
bouncers.
like, ah.
yeah.
Small bouncers, they're like got Gurkha strength. You never.
No,
fight
but
with
some of them have just got small man syndrome and just decided to learn how to kick people's head
them.
in.
How do you know the difference till it's too late?
Because the small ones who are like trying to compensate for something are very loud and aggressive.
There we go.
What's Gurkha strength?
Do you know the Gurkhas? They were like they fought with
Why
they're
is-
tiny little like really like penfold out of Danger Mouse looking fellas. Who
Why
could
is
just
Joanna
murder
Lumley
anyone.
coming to my mind?
She does the thing with them.
She's
Yeah,
a Gurkha.
yeah.
Joanna Lumley was a Gurkha.
Milo's here, by the way.
Milo McCabe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the first time you're going to cut to him, though, is it? You've not just got Milo going, why did they threaten you? She's like the head of the Gurkha charity, isn't she?
She done the stuff with them, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
She got Gurkha equality. She got them the vote, equal pay, and they were allowed to live in England.
Thanks for that, Joanna Lumley's PR lady.
yeah, they're just the most like polite, smart, tiny looking, you know, but they're the deadliest people like in terms of the army and stuff like that.
Right.
They just hammer everybody. Or so I believe. I probably don't know as much about it as you.
I just watched one advert for Joanna Lumley and the Gurkhas on ITV1. I didn't even watch the programme. I watched the advert.
You got what you needed.
I don't know whether she fought for equality at all, and I made all that up.
No,
Maybe they haven't got. Maybe they can't even give blood yet. I don't even know.
I think it's right. I think they got citizenship, didn't they, after
Yeah.
fighting for the British.
I just know they're hard as fuck.
They're nails.
They're nails, yeah.
But if you ever see Joanna Lumley working the door, you've got to be careful for her because she knows loads of Gurkhas.
You know, it was only this week, by the way. Slight sidestep. That the gays were allowed to start donating blood.
Yeah.
The gays.
The gays.
She's a victory for the gays.
No, my mate was a phlebotomist in the Wirral, and he said it's on the thing when you phlebotomist on the Wirral.
Sounds like a posh fucking bar, doesn't it? Have you been to the phlebotomist? Yeah, I have. The cocktails are amazing.
I don't know if they actually said, "Are you gay?" on the form when you're giving blood, but you have to say like, "Have you ever been anally penetrated by a man?" and stuff like that, or in the last 3 months, have you? Do you know, I think I might be getting it wrong, but I think
It's
there were kind of
because
questions.
some STIs take up to 3 months to be detectable. So they didn't want any like AIDS blood. That was the logic behind it.
I have
AIDS
only
on
just
your
put
lip.
together what a phlebotomist is from that last comment.
Blood?
Missed.
I wasn't sure.
It's a blood cunt, innit?
Yeah.
A blood cunt. A
blood cunt.
Cool. Now I know that
Blood
now.
cunt,
But
yeah.
when he said it, I was like, it sounds like a cocktail bar. And then in my head, I was like, I don't actually know what's happening. So the anal penetration seems like an aggressive bit of a questionnaire if you're like getting your eyes done at Specsavers. Brilliant. Are you nearsighted or farsighted? You've been fucked in the arse. Only in the last 3 months. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the gays can give blood now. Yeah. What one?
Good,
But like,
good for them.
Are you going to argue against this now?
no. I just want to know why they were asked. Do you know what I mean? Not like bummed. I don't mean asked.
Do you want a spade, Adam?
I meant like,
Well, they'd
you know,
have to
you know
be-
if I wanted to give blood and they were like, oh, Scousers can't give blood.
You'd be
I just
up in fucking arms.
I wouldn't.
Scouse Twitter would be off. Steph Johnson would be at blood banks.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
I think a lot
You
of
would.
if
Why?
You'd had a chance to kick off.
No, I'd just be like, oh, well, that's something I don't get to do. I mean, I get why they were a bit more upset.
Scouse blood for fucking Scousers. There's been a car crash near Wigan. They're not having our blood. They don't want it. They're not allowed it. Yeah, you'd be absolutely mental about it,
Yeah.
surely.
I just-
Not you particularly.
Scousers.
But if the Tory government said no Scouse blood is allowed to leave Merseyside, good God.
Do you reckon if Boris Johnson needed a blood transfusion, they were like, I've only got a fucking Scousers. He was the only IB positive in the whole fucking gaff.
Wow.
Do you reckon he'd be like, nah?
I mean, you'd really think that the Illuminati and the Masons and whoever else shady fucking like groups and clubs that he's a part of would really let him down there. Like, Boris has been in an accident.
I don't
There's
know.
no blood apart from this from Crocky.
I love how-
We've got some Crocky blood.
I love how in your head Boris Johnson needs a blood transfusion and a representative of the Illuminati, the Masons, and then the clubs he's involved in.
Yeah, his squash club.
All get a meeting. Right, who's got IB positive? Who's got it?
If he is in the Illuminati, or was, and the whole pandemic's been planned to make a cash-free, artless society, they didn't tell him about it. Do you know what I mean? He's been left out of that conversation. If it's all a massive, he's not acting like someone who knows what the fuck's going on. Do you know
Of
what I mean?
course not.
He's
It
been
was-
been given the boot.
He's
If you-
the puppet for the Illuminati.
That's what
surely.
I thought this week. Do you know when the Newsnight journalist, I forget his name, it's Nick something, he got like harassed, didn't he, leaving the BBC building by
Nick Robinson.
anti-lockdown, anti-mask, anti-vax people. They were all like,
They're a good laugh, that
you
lot.
traitor, you scumbag, you fucking asshole. You're making people believe in this thing. Like, what I don't get about those people is they can't possibly think that there's a worldwide conspiracy that the host of Newsnight is in on. Do you know what I mean? You can't keep it under wraps with people that low down the Illuminati pecking order knowing about it. So this guy's just, even if they're right and there's an Illuminati thing to make everything going on, they're not telling Newsnight or Boris Johnson. Like, it's literally the elites, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
They're not telling the
Love
runners.
it. How in Adam's breaking down of it, it could be happening. It probably is happening. But you're talking about where the information gets to. You're not rejecting it as a concept.
No.
You're saying it's not filtering down to like the head of the political, like whatever. What is he? Nick Robinson's like the lead political editor or something, isn't he?
On Newsnight.
Right.
And he does the puppets on CBBS as well.
And he does the puppies on CBBS, yeah.
What?
Yeah, he does Justin's house.
Does he really?
Yeah. Well, but that's cuts with the BBC. They've got to double up, haven't they?
Is he the robot guy? Is Robbie the robot?
Do you want on the
Dustin for Justin. Dustin for
My
Justin.
kids have just grown out of the Justin phase as well. I honestly, first time I saw him, I thought there's something not right about you. Just
The
something
BBC.
properly like.
Fucking, this is the BBC with Justin. Please don't be a nonce. Please, they've literally put all their fucking chips into
Yeah,
the Justin bow. If he's a nonce, there will never be children's television on the BBC ever again.
He's the Bill Burr of children.
He's he's like Chappelle
He's the
and Burr
daddy,
rolled into one.
I wouldn't let my children near any children's TV presenters.
Who's the one who wears like the
Just
mad
any
webs
of
and
them.
that?
They're all weird, at very least.
I like Justin. Justin, I would say, I don't know anything about him. I'd say still lives with his mum. I'd say he was bullied as a kid. He looks like a large baby. I mean, he does. It's brilliant. You can't. It's just, I don't know. There's something in my radar.
Yeah, that's him. I know
Every
him.
time
Could you get
I've
him up on
seen
the screen so I can see what it looks like?
Yeah.
This might be really unfair and completely out of
think
line,
it
but
is.
I've had to sit through enough.
I think
of
it is, but it's definitely funnier that you're calling him an absolute weirdo. But I think he earns like 400 grand a year or something.
Oh,
him?
way
Yeah.
more than that.
Oh,
Yeah, Mr. Tumble.
Mr. Tumble. Yeah, that's all you needed to say.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Tumble.
Yeah, that's one of his characters. He's got like...
He
Yeah.
looks like the head of a gardening section at B&Q. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean now? Like, if he come up to me and show me like where the mint plants were, I wouldn't question it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? If he walked up to you and went,
Not
the
in
mint
that.
plants are over there.
Not in the clown costume.
Right, yeah. In the clown costume, be like, you doing something for charity today? No? Do you want to find those plants?
So he has to be squeaky clean, doesn't he?
Can we find out what he's paid, please?
It'd have
Just
to be squeaky clean. I'm going to guess he's on $1 million a year.
No.
Hang on, he's married. Did that just say he's married?
Oh, he's on nothing.
40
I'm not having
Dollars
that.
as well?
No.
I'm not having that because
absolutely
why
not.
is it in
His
dollars?
net worth is 1.5
Yeah,
mil.
but some of these are so like, you know Ryan Cullen, Irish comedian.
Yeah.
Apparently, according his net worth is £11 million.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you think they might-
I don't know
yeah.
where they get the data from.
He's
Right.
not married.
Do you think there might be another Ryan Cullen that the...
Will you check my net worth? I've never done this.
I think it says below. It has like below a certain number for people who don't know whose it is. So it'll say below 500k probably.
1.38 million.
Adam Rowe's current net worth of
fucking not.
1.38 million.
Oh, that's the actor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't worry, that's the actor. The IRS isn't coming after you.
I've acted.
That's not bad.
$900,000.
Is that like assets and everything? Like
Art
house?
director, art department, and production designer.
Right.
I think they've lumped the two of you together.
Known
to
for
make-
movies.
Oh, you've been in Dexter.
Dexter, Parks and Rec, Mad Men, and Criminal Minds.
Mate, you're not usually keeping your career that quiet, but apparently you were in Mad Men before you ever did an open spot. So, not really your style on social media to keep it hush hush.
There we go.
1.38
Yeah, Adam Rowe
million.
Limited. That's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, don't go. Don't do that thing when they go on.
'Cause they actually know
did
that's
that put to
with
Paul
Paul.
Smith. And
No,
it's
go
so
on, do it.
brilliant.
Let's see it. It's public information. People can Google it anyway if they want. Let's have a look. There we go. Adam Rowling Limited Credit Report. How much have I got?
No, good
No,
on.
don't go on credit score. Go, that's going to be embarrassing.
Doesn't say.
It's just a list
Who's
of
Mr.
every
Yom Tov and Eliza Jacobs?
Who's that?
And my middle name is not Michael either.
Is your code?
Who's running my company here?
Have you registered as a company?
Yeah, I'm Adam Rowe Limited.
Yeah,
I'd be
it's-
Adam Rowe Comedian.
That's not you, is
Well,
it?
Mr. Yom Tov Eliza Jacob is now ripping you the fuck
Hang on,
off,
he
kid.
only lasted a
No, he
day.
resigned in 2013.
He resigned
day.
the same day that he started. He
Disgrace.
joined your company. It was it was like, fuck that, I'm out of here.
To be fair, the company in 2013 was making negative equity. Oh, there we go. Let's
Oh,
have a little
man.
search of Dan Nightingale, eh?
I'm not a limited company, thank fuck.
All right.
I'm a sole trader who doesn't have his financials on the internet. Although, to be fair, neither does Adam, because that was some other cunt that has
Yeah,
whatever, Dr. Jacobs.
You're off the good head, lad.
Thanks, nice one.
So annoying.
That's so funny.
Always
If you
the same
search Dan
thing.
Nightingale Comedian, the second result is my Wikipedia page.
Nice. That is so depressed. That sums up my career so badly.
Hang
My
on.
second Google spot is...
Can you open my wiki? Adam Rowe is an English comedian, podcaster, and songwriter from Liverpool.
Rowe is perhaps known best for his love of pegging.
Nice.
Rowe's brought him in Dovecot and West Derby at his Liverpool. Bro started the maths degree at the University of Liverpool because he did really well at school, but did not complete it in order to concentrate on performing comedy. True.
Have you seen his personal life?
Bro has been in a long-term relationship for many years. His partner's name is Sensei Carl, and although she belittles him at every opportunity in the pod, they seem very happy, if not slightly volatile.
So where'd the pegging thing come from there? Is this like...
Lies. It's like... Oh, hang on.
I don't like getting bummed, but I had a stand-up routine about it.
Yeah, so you tried it?
No.
Didn't you?
No.
Surely if that's going to be a well-informed stand-up routine, you've got to...
No, the routine was about how I didn't want to do it.
Oh, fair enough.
Have you tried it?
Have I tried it? I've had
Have you?
I've had not a full like, but I've had a
Fist.
not a fist, not like a kind of an Italian.
Chef's
Like,
kiss.
yeah. No, I've had a like vibrator up there. It was awesome.
Okay, we're going to have a little break now. Cockyogurt.co.uk.
Have you not?
No.
Ever?
I've had a finger up my ass.
Yeah, it was the same, just slightly bigger finger, isn't it?
No. It's a plastic vibrating finger, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
If your missus,
Have you not had it? Have you
slips
not
up a
tried
finger,
it?
you can be like, I can see how this panned out.
Yeah.
If she slips up a vibrator without asking, I think you're a victim.
I'll tell you what it's like, right? I'll tell you what it's like. First of all, it feels like you're getting bullied, right? It's horrible. It's just like, fuck this. The idea of this, or however, is better, right?
Why? But why does it feel like? Why? What about it?
Because it's just...
She took us money as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's whispering in your
Yeah.
ear. If you tell anyone about this,
And then it kind of feels awesome, and then it doesn't. It's like, it's a weird one. I don't think I fully relaxed. I don't think I enjoyed it to the capacity that you could potentially enjoy it to.
Was it a strap on?
It was a long time ago.
Was it?
No. It
That's
wasn't,
not pegging,
I wasn't that
then.
brave. It's
That's just like fucking you in the ass with a stick.
pegging, whatever
it's
the next
semi-pegging.
grade down.
What
from
is it?
pegging
Not
is.
pegging. What's it defined as? Bit of
Pegging is strap on, getting bummed by a woman.
right.
What
No,
happened to you?
I'd have the vaping version of if that was cigarettes.
Right, okay, I
basically.
see what you
Like a
mean.
sanitized version.
Yeah, but I think that's where
But
most. Surely most people
wouldn't you
start
try
there,
it,
don't
though?
they?
Why wouldn't you try it? Would you try it because you'd be afraid if you enjoyed it and it'd be something
No,
you'd have to bring
it's
up
not
with
about that
future
because I don't
partners
mind
or-
a little tongue on me bumhole, so I obviously like a bit of ass.
As long as it,
But
why are you getting so coy?
I don't want to be.
What are you hiding? Because it's just something you're
No, I'm not.
fucking...
We spend honestly about 30% of this podcast talking about Adam's IBS.
I do it.
So I am not the only one who's going, ooh, this is not really where we've been talking about having tongues
Got it,
a
yeah.
lot in the podcast, but
Right, yeah.
it just made me go, brave girl or boy.
I've never
that's-
shit on anyone's mouth. Ever.
The tonguing thing is nuts because it feels sensational, but the other side of you, it's hard to shut off from like, oh God, like what's going on for you down there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, is it like, I mean, it sounds fun.
You never been tongued or
I never
probed
asked for it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I've asked Laura for a snuffle, but she's not
what's
into
a
it.
snuffle?
Snuffle?
Snuffling for truffles?
What is it? Oh, like rimming. Is a snuffle rimming?
Oh, get
Does
in
that have a
there.
word?
Get in the scrunt. No, she's not keen.
No, I don't ask for
okay.
it, but if it happens, doesn't it?
You don't ask for it.
No.
Just happens.
Just happens.
How does it
Just
just
the tongue
happen?
ends up down there.
Like if the,
When
if,
she's improvising.
if the lady in question wants to lick me bumhole, I'm not going to stop her.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to ask for it.
All right. So what is it? A surprise? Like, are you tying your shoelace? Whoop.
No, it's not like when we're on the way out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
while we're already having sex.
Right,
Maybe
right,
a young lady is sucking on my bell end, and then she goes, "For now, I'll leave that for a bit. I'll just rub it,
Right.
and
Thanks.
I'll let it happen."
Yeah,
Are you stood up?
But if you had someone at the beginning who looked at it like right, I'm going to itemize and I'm going to make this fucking amazing for you. Right, list me 5 things you want me to do. Like a bit of pre-sex admin. Would you put that in the list?
Oh, good question.
I get quite hungry after sex, so the first thing would probably be preheat the oven. Like literally the oven downstairs, turn the oven on, get that
Right.
ready.
Right.
The chicken strips that I'm going to want.
Preheat the oven.
Yeah.
Preheat the oven.
And then preheat your own oven.
Fucking absolutely right.
Wank me off,
Preheat
suck
the
me
oven.
dick, lick me arsehole, jump all over me till I come.
No, you're getting coy. I
Number
reckon.
5,
Yeah,
And
I-
then- and
get
then-
the chicken in the oven.
And then chicken dippers. Let me fuck you. Let me pull you there. Jizz in your tits. Chicken dippers.
no, see,
Any sauce?
there's no direct answer there, right? Which I swear means there's some fetish that he's not talking about.
No, I know.
Oh, Milo,
you fucking know,
I'm
I'm
very
not wrong,
open
am I?
about the fact I like a little tennis skirt.
I I like the idea of it, but
Yeah.
the reality, what you're talking about, I think you explained it beautifully,
Yeah.
is how I imagine it. Like, bit weird at first,
Yeah.
then there's a
Yeah.
sweet spot,
Yeah.
and then afterwards you're like, oh God.
God,
Which is
yeah.
like,
100%.
all masturbation has a bit of like, oh God.
Yeah.
I think the high doesn't like,
You need to
doesn't
stop wanking
justify
on
the
roller
low.
coasters.
What?
You need to stop wanking on roller coasters.
4,000 patrons.
Feel
There's never a mid-wank dip where I'm not enjoying it.
No, I'm talking about at the end when you go, that's what he's talking about. It gets to the middle part and it's
The
like,
shame.
hey!
Yeah.
And then afterwards you're like, I've got something in my bum bum.
Yeah, that bit. Yeah,
The reality check
Yeah.
right after it's finished.
Exactly, because like if you'd got there, it's the second after you've come anyway, which is a moment that carries enough weight, and then the thing's got to come out, which is fucking idiots.
I just think if you finish sex and something needs to go in the dishwasher, something's not right.
You can't dishwasher strap on.
Thanks for that, Johnny Fax.
You have to do that by hand in the sink with
Yeah.
its own scrubber,
But
and
you've
then
never-
that scrubber goes in the bin.
But you've never done it, Adam.
I think you got to try. You got to try this shit though, and find out if you like it. Do you know what I mean?
No, you
'Cause,
don't. Like I don't.
No,
want
I'm talking about years ago, right? Because I'm married now, and I'm married person sex, which is sort of very different, but better in its own way. And you know what I'm talking about. It turns into something else. Like when you're younger and single, it's like, oh, nasty reward sex, where it's sort of a bit
What are you
kinky.
holding
And whatever stranger I happened to be fucking 20 years ago, and like. And then I don't know. When I was younger, I think I was single and I was taking advantage of that. But then you get in a marriage, a relationship, you start having love sex, and it's just different, isn't it? It's sort of you have to get used to it. Did you find that? Because when you like,
No, I think booze changes it up. When you're in a
Yeah.
long-term relationship, you have like the normal sex. You're like,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you like, you know what I like, and it's
Yeah.
reality. And then there's like the time when you stay over somewhere for a wedding, and all of a sudden you've had 3 sambucas, and all like it gets. Your wife goes from like, I love you so much, you're the father of my children, and then it's like, kick me punching, shut the fuck up. I think booze adds a layer of
Yeah.
mystique to it.
Yeah.
Without that, it's pretty standard. Like this, we can almost do the positions to like, this is how we start,
Yeah.
and then you get irritated by me doing this badly, and then you go on top, part. It's quite a rhythm to it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I change something up, there's like a noticeable like from Laura like, oh,
having an affair.
what's this? Surprise, good on you. Like it's that
Yeah.
notable. But if we're away, there's been a bit of booze involved. Then
Yeah.
it's literally like 2 different people
Yeah,
in my experience.
man.
And the one time we did a bit of cocaine, fucking hell, that was great fun. Before we had kids, there was one night where we got a bit of coke in, and it was epic. I think that was the high point of our sexual performance, and that was about 5.5 years ago.
And you it's tough, innit? Because you don't want to make that a thing. You don't want to make that a thing that you do.
Oh no,
regularly,
Laura's
like, yeah.
completely
Yeah.
done with that, and I'm pretending to be.
I had a drive up yesterday. I got up early in the morning and I had to drive up to the gig, and then we did the 2 gigs, and I'd had a load of coffee, and at the end of the second gig, there's somebody who comes to see me sometimes, and she messaged me, and I came to meet her, and it was a bit weird because in hot water, where the green room is, everyone's filing out, and of course I'm in there in character, but I'm not going to hold character talking to this person, right? Because she knows I'm not going to. So these people are filing out.
Just for anyone who doesn't
Oh,
know,
yeah, shit, yeah, sorry.
Milo doesn't perform as himself on stage. He performs as a character called Troy Hawke.
Yeah, I essentially sort of have this embroidered blanket and just hide my true self behind that every time I can.
Very well though.
Thank you very much. Yeah. But I'm talking to this woman and I'm kind of a bit distracted. You know, when you're like, I just want to sort of, you're very nice and I want to see you, but I want to get back there and have a drink and tour. And she sent me a message today going, I don't know if you're tired or what, or spaced out, or you're on something, because really you need to think about your wife and kids. And she was basically implying that I was on heroin or something like that. Like I was that spaced out. And she was sort of, hang on, I'll read you the message.
Would you
now.
try heroin?
Would I? No.
I don't.
No, yes.
Christ.
I think I would. I don't see why not.
No, please don't. He's
not
that,
Adam asks
that
Have
is
you got
every
some?
third episode.
I try quite a lot. No, she sent me this message and she said,
I try heroin and then pegging. That's how that'd go down. Hang on, so this was before
Last
the gig, you were chatting to her.
I was chatting to her after the gig.
After
right?
the gig.
Right. this is the teacher in me coming out now. And sorry, Rosella, if you're watching, but it's all very sweet. As a teacher, I was worried about you after I left. Not sure if you were tired, ill, or on something, but you seem spaced out. If tired, don't burn yourself out. You've got a packed few evenings ahead. Get rest. I hope you pick up. If it's the latter, do whatever makes you happy as long as you don't deliberately hurt anyone. I've lost people to drugs. Take it easy. Think about your beautiful little girls and your stunning wife. They would be devastated if anything happened to you. Not a lecture, just a loving concern for your well-being. Would miss you if anything happened. I'd had 3 coffees and I was a bit stressed out.
Wow.
But she's so lovely.
You had 3 coffees,
yeah, but
and it has the effect
and she
on
called you
you
the smackhead?
that basically she tried to do an intervention via Instagram messages.
100,000%. And it's all really well-intentioned and sweet. But like, I'm come across quite intense sometimes anyway. And I didn't realize until we did some gigs. And you said to me, I think it was in wherever the fuck it was, the skiing gigs.
Oh, we went on some skiing gigs.
Yeah.
I remember.
And you said to me, well, you're quite intense. And I was like, am I intense? And you went, are you intense? Like, you fucking...
I wasn't having a go.
No, I know. But it was the first time I realized. I was like, oh,
We were having a conversation and you, I think intensities came up and I was like, yeah, Milo, because you're intense. It's I love your company.
Yeah.
But when you're having a conversation about it, you could be like, I'm thinking about sort of like getting a new lawnmower and you'd be like, fuck yeah, what kind of lawnmower are you going to get? Yeah. You really need to think about petrol or electric. You're going to get rechargeable. What kind of width do you want on the lawnmower? And then all of a sudden you're like, this is the most intense and you don't give a shit about lawnmowers, but you're so good. Whenever you critique my stand-up, I almost feel like, oh God, someone like sees me too much.
Yeah.
Like it's really on point and everything.
Yeah.
And it was just because intensity came up. So I went, yeah, because you're kind of intense. And I remember you reacted like, I've never been called intense before.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. And I
Because
realized...
most people who are intense are also violent. So people don't tell them to tell people they're intense in case they murder them in their sleep.
Yeah, Milo is the friendliest, nicest guy ever with the intensity. You go, you're a bit intense instead of being like, oh, Big John's angry.
Do you know what's hammered it fucking home for me? And I don't know if you're seeing this with your kids. When I see how intense my eldest is, and she's basically me. And I'm looking at that now and I'm going, oh, fuck. Like, I've been like that my whole life. Bless her. And it's not a bad thing. It's just full on. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I remember that. That reminds me of when we were sat there at dinner and the Australian wife of the guy, Simon, who we were staying with, and we were all just sat having dinner and she'd had a few wines and she was like eyeballing you. And I clocked her eyeballing Milo. She was like, you know when someone's just a bit pissed and it's getting a bit intense? And then the conversation was flowing all around and then she just went quite like a little too loud because she'd had a beer over someone else talking already went, you could be a model.
Oh, fuck.
You could have been a male model. And the whole table was like, okay, roll your flaps up, Janet. Jesus Christ. Do you want to get your vagina out here on the dining table? I think he's already eating. Jesus Christ, it's the most intense moment.
I remember.
So she topped your intensity for that fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's like, what do you say to that? What do you do? And our husband's just sitting there. Oh.
We talked about that on the Kai Humphries episode where we almost died on the side of a mountain because you got in your head about talking about the intensity.
Oh,
you got in your head about skiing and you decided that you just couldn't do it. Problem was we were about 1.5 miles up a fucking mountain.
Just want to say this
and
right
it was
now.
going dark.
I've never been skiing before, but I'm going to altitude.
Yeah.
I have been skiing a couple of times, but just indoors. Next year, I'm going to altitude, and I'm fully convinced that I'm going to be on the highest best slope by the end of the week.
Yeah. No, everything checks out. Everything
I'm
checks
sure that'll work out.
Everything
You've got
checks
low
out.
centre of gravity. You'll hammer down that fucking hill.
A really
Like a
high
dog.
centre of gravity.
Yeah.
It's like
My
Adam
centre of
Lennon.
gravity's in my chin, I think.
If he nods, he can fall over.
That's why I get dizzy. Just a heavy head.
We were fine and we got down
Yeah.
and you just got in your own head. Kai's a good skier.
What happened was
Snowboarder.
I'd done it like 4 times on an empty slope and I was going down Red Run super fast and I was like, right, I fucking got this. And then the first time we did it, I hit a bit of ice and I went over and I ripped my thumb open and that was it. I was in my head.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were stuck at the very top and it was like 7 and it was starting to get dark and we were panicking and yeah.
It wasn't quite 7, was it? It was something really innocuous,
yeah.
like 4:45, which is late enough.
Yeah.
Because once it goes dark, it goes dark. The point I knew we're in a bit of a weird spot is as we were halfway down, the snowplow was going up the mountain with its lights on, which is basically what they do at the end of the day. They just smooth over all the ski runs. And we're like, come on, Milo, you're fine. And he's doing like
And I was pizza.
French
and,
fries,
fucking
pizza, French.
Shit in my
Are you going to
pants,
take
totally
lessons
in my
when you
head.
get
I
there?
would. I would take
I'm
lessons.
gonna go
like that.
to Chill Factor in Manchester like
Right.
every week until I go.
I remember
I would
on,
literally
on
come.
that holiday.
I'll come with you. That'd be amazing.
You had a very odd relationship with sweets on that holiday. I remember you like buy a massive box of sweets, have 3 of them, and then fucking hoy them off somewhere. And I remember in the morning, you guys had been out the night before. In the morning, we were walking past this hedge going into town, and there were all these like dead jelly snakes and sort of bloated jelly babies that had been slung in the hedge and had been rain bloated, and they were just sat there dying like tiny jelly corpses. And I was like, that's fucking
That's so
Nightingale.
disgusting. You
And-
know why? It was because I'd done that diet and
Yeah.
I'd starved myself of all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to get sugar cravings. So we'd go to like the French supermarket. I'd spend however many euros, just like a stupid amount of euros
You buy
for
like
pick
a
and mix.
fuckload and then have one.
But then
and
I'd be eating them on the way home and then be like, you big fat sugary twat. I'd just grab them and throw, and then I wouldn't throw the packaging in the thing, but I'd literally throw the jelly beans away.
so the animals could have them.
No, so I wouldn't eat them, so they were spoiled.
Yeah.
Like Nightingale, we saw fucking
Remember that?
pick and mix in the hedge. Like, I'm sorry.
Have you got better at skiing since?
No, I haven't ever done it since. I hate being shit at stuff. It's a real problem.
I'm like this. If I'm shit at something, I just
Yeah.
don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I hate being shit at stuff. And I love stuff with a high gradient of improvement where you can get better with technique and stuff like comedy or like boxing or something like that. Stuff that's hard but you can commit to. But if I'm shit at something, it's like I'm not going to be happy unless I love it. I hate being shit at things.
Yeah.
Detest
And
it.
with skiing, you've also got to put up with, it's a weird leveler. You
Yeah.
could be the best comedian in that group of comics, and there could be someone who's clearly like the newbie or whatever. But if they've skied for 20 years, it is a weird thing where all the status goes. You could be the headliner, the absolute name. And then all of a sudden, this guy, like, who's this cunt? Someone's mate or whatever, is an expert skier. And you go, it's like not being able to walk. And then you can see someone just like flowing around. It's a really weird thing to get your head around going, I don't like this. I'm really good at life. And then all of a sudden we're on a mountain and you're the fucking ninja and I can't stand up.
Yeah.
Have you ever been skiing?
Never, no. Like, never.
Do you want to though?
Yeah, I can't wait.
The skiing abroad special, and altitude is particularly special because it's not like when we went to the Alps, it was because there was a guy from Llandudno who won the lottery. He lasted 6 months in Wales. All his mates started pestering him. And he went, fuck this, I can't be asked for a loan at the pub anymore. So he bought a chalet, got a massive mortgage, and then he likes comedy. So he just gets 3 comics over every winter, or did do. And he sort of hands it over. So through the 3 that go, there'll be one from the last trip, and then the next one is handed over. It's really quite nice. Altitude's different because it's famous comedians. And I was there with Bill Burr and Sean Locke. And just by chance, I think I've talked about it on pod
Bill
before.
Bailey.
Yeah, that was a fucking good bit.
Bill Bailey.
Bill Burr.
Bill Bailey and Sean Locke, and we got the transit from Munich airport to Austria, which took a few hours. So I'd met them, and there was just one point when I'd been skiing on my own. I'd gone out skiing on my own because I can't remember who my mate was in altitude, and they weren't as good, or they were with the missus who couldn't ski. So I just went for a ski off on my own, and I'd stopped at a little cafe halfway down the mountain, was just having some chips. And Sean Locke and Bill Bailey sort of just trudged in because they'd gone skiing together. They were, all right, Dan. And we've talked about this, these moments where you go, comedy has put me in some of the most mental situations ever.
Yeah.
But when you're eating fucking French fries on your Todd on the side of an Austrian mountain, and Bill Bailey and Sean Locke just come in, clumping in the ski boots, like, all right, Dan, you're like, this is just mental.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. But I don't know who you're going out with. Has it been announced?
They've started to announce some of the comics that are going. I think Sloss is going. I think Kai's going. Andrew Maxwell, Marcus Brigstock.
Yes, they're boys, innit?
Yeah. I am going this week. I'm sure I told you this off pod, but not on pod. On Tuesday this week, I'm going indoor skydiving. Quite excited about that.
Is that in one of those tube things that
Yeah.
blows you up? So
Blows
you're
you
like
up,
8
yeah.
feet off the ground.
80.
80.
Up to 80 feet.
All right. Yeah.
So a huge tube. When you told me about it, I sounded so thick because I was like, That's a big building, isn't it? That you can jump off a ledge and then have a parachute, but it's actually like a wind turbine thing.
Essentially, yeah. You just go, wow.
I cannot do heights at all.
Me neither.
I worked with my mum's ex-partner on I had to go up some scaffolding.
Yeah.
And it was windy and it was so rickety. I was like, I can't get down from this. I can't get down from this scaffolding. And he's like, what do you mean? It's like, I cannot fucking, like, my brain had gone. I've frozen. And he's like, well, what
a
are you
bit
gonna...
like that mountain.
A bit like exactly. Which is also up high. And I was like, I can't move backwards because this is rattling. Fuck. And he goes, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna climb up the roof and go through the skylight, right? So I just climbed up the roof.
You went higher?
Somehow, because it was like, it felt like I was in control. Other than backing off of this wobbly scaffolding, I went higher. And like, basically the skylight was open and I fell through this dude's room and he's in there in his pants. And I just kind of like had to fall into his room and just go, mate, like, I'm really sorry, afraid of heights.
And that's how you got into pegging.
That's how I got into pegging. That's how I felt bullied, then wonderful, then awkward.
What did the fella say?
He's just really calm about it. He's just like, oh yeah, fair enough. I had to
Not
explain.
the first. You're not the first, lads. You won't be the last. Go ahead.
Because I thought, I can't just, I've got to fill this in. Because if this were me, with someone falling in the room, I'd have to know every fucking thing that led up to this happening. So I said, here's what happened, mate. I've offered to help my mum's boyfriend. Right? I'm not a labourer. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I just fancied 80 quid. I've gone up there. I've misjudged my fear of heights. I've realised I can't go back down. So I've thought the only way I can, and he's sitting there in his pants going, all right, yeah, fair enough.
And he went, you could have been a model.
And then he fucked me up the arse. Yeah.
Imagine if he was gay and he tried that chat applying off you. Did they fucking hate when you fell from heaven?
To be honest, like, at that point...
That gay guy sounds really like someone like, yeah, lad.
He's got a bit of leeway at that point, though. Surely if I've just fallen into his bedroom, do you know what I mean?
There's a fella... See, I always wonder how I'd react if someone was just in my house like that.
Yeah.
But, because my instinct, if I woke up and someone had just fell through me roof or whatever I was watching it, my instinct would be to grab me baseball bat or my axe and scream at them to get me out my house.
You'd either hit them or fuck off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right. But like, I remember years ago when I lived with my dad, me and my dad were in the living room and my dad always has his patio door open. He's just one of those guys, heating on full blast, door open, so the heating's just a waste of money. And we just heard a noise in the back garden and there was just a lad who just jumped over the fence. And my dad went, what the fuck do you want, mate? And he went, I'm being chased by some lads and I've just jumped over your fence. I'm really sorry. So I grabbed the biggest knife in the kitchen and just stood behind my dad with a knife. And then the fellow went, lad, I just want to walk through your house. And I just followed him through the house with a knife and he just fucked off.
What age were you?
I was 17, 18.
Wow.
Oh, so you thought you were
At that point,
six.
though, at that point, are you not... Are you not worried about the lad being chased? Like, he's going to get battered? Have you ever been battered by a group of lads?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did that not psychologically, like, fuck you up for ages? Because it did me.
Yeah, I got punched in Preston. We got chased into a sports shop. The manager of the sports shop shouted at them and basically did the Adams House version of that. He let us go through the stock room and out into the back lane.
Yeah.
He didn't follow me with a knife. Fucking watch out for the shin pads. But
If
yeah,
you ran into
I
a
didn't go
sports
back.
shop, why didn't you just put a different jacket on and just walk past the lads chasing you? Like, all right, mate.
Not Tom and Jerry.
Yeah,
I tried to do that once.
because then I've stolen a jacket. Then I'm getting twatted in a stolen jacket.
I tried to do that at club when I was a student in Liverpool. We were going to the club and I said, how much is it to the bouncer? And this is a night that all the students, we'd all been excited about. Everyone was going. And I said, how much is it? And he goes, £12 if you're from down south, mate. And I was just like, well, and I used one of my dad's, like my dad's an old school comic. So I used one of my dad's stock lines on him. And I said, well, I can't take the piss out of you, can I? He goes, why not? And I said, because nature beat me to it, right? Which is just this heckle put down line from the 70s that I pulled out in the 90s, right? But the dude's mates, the other bouncers, fucking lost it and started pissing themselves, right? And I was just like, oh, win, win, win. No, but you're not fucking coming in, mate. All right, you're not. And like, 3 of my mates came away with me and there was about 30 of us. And we planned this all. And they were fucking upset with me. They were like, oh, and I was like, all right, I tell you what we'll do. you give me your glasses, I'll wear your jacket, I'll fuck my hair up, we'll go straight past the guy and we'll go straight in. And it worked. Like, it worked. I went in and the glasses and hair was all fucked up and then my mate's jacket. And we were like, oh, isn't this incredible? And at a certain point, my vanity got the better of me. And I was like fuck wearing these glasses. I want to get my quiff back. I want to, So I did all of that, came out. Within 30 seconds of re-quiffing myself, I came back out into the room and I remember putting my drink down, turning around, and there's 5 bouncers around me. Oh, and it was a 70s themed night, and they had these go-go dancers who were like 70s themes. It's called Love Bug or something like that. It was in town. And I'd been eyeing this dancer for like weeks, and we'd had this sort of like rapport, and she put me on the guest list and stuff, and I was cracking my way into it. And then these bouncers grabbed me. Now, because I've been beaten up when I was 11 by 4 lads, I had an over-exaggerated response to physical threat. It just got stuck in my head. These bouncers grabbed me, and they were taking me to this alley, and I just went, fuck that. And I had superhuman strength out of nowhere, and I grabbed onto this railing, right, with both hands, and they're pulling me so I'm horizontal, okay? And fucking I am not letting go of this railing because I'm like, that's death. They're going to kill me. That is fucking death right there. And I was hanging on. And I leaned up like that, and the go-go dancer's looking at me like, what the fuck? And I don't know why, I went, help me. I don't know what she could have done. Come down with her pom-poms and started fucking them up. But eventually, they like started working on my fingers. They worked out. Like they worked on my fingers, got me to the alley, and I saw the alley, and I was like,
they worked out. Lads, I've sussed it. He's using his fingers.
Are you sure it's not magnets, Brian?
we fucked them fingers. He's fucked, lads.
Yeah, and they got me.
He's not on without his fingers, this cunt.
He's gripping that pearl.
Hey, hang on, he's holding the rail.
I thought he could levitate.
It took so long, and I literally thought, I'm dead. I'm going to die. And they got me in this alley, and I don't know what happened, but as soon as I got my feet, I ran all the way from the centre of town to Kensington, which is where I lived. And I didn't stop once. I sprinted all the way back to Kensington. And suddenly it was like 10:30 and I was home alone. But that was the thing. I had this, because I got beaten up when I was 11, I had this real unbelievable sort of nervous reaction anytime I thought I was going to get the shit kicked out of me. It was really embarrassing. Like, that's why I started boxing.
I didn't go back to Preston Town Centre for about 2 or 3 years.
It's horrifying,
and
isn't it?
It was irrational because it was just some young kids just going around lamping lads. It wasn't even a hard punch, but
It becomes the place, though.
I was a soft kid,
Yeah.
and these were from the rougher bit of Preston.
Yeah.
And it's not the physical beating or anything. It's the fact, it's real fear. That's probably the first time in your life when you're like, oh my God, I'm really scared. And that had a knock-on effect for a while as well.
Yeah, because till you've been hit, you don't really... it's a mystery, isn't it? And then you get hit and you're like, oh shit, this can happen.
You lived in Kensington and Liverpool?
Yeah.
Went to uni in Liverpool.
Yeah, I went to the uni in Liverpool.
I didn't know that.
Kenny, mate?
I've never known that.
Like the rough end of Kenny.
You and Kenny.
Adam thought you ran all the way back to South Kensington with the museums.
You're the only person I know who can do an actual Scouse accent.
Thank you very much.
Like
Him and Alfie.
Appreciate that.
What?
But like yours is like
Oh, God.
That's the test,
that's
actually.
very, very good.
Can you say, in a Scouse accent, what?
What?
Easy.
He can't do it.
Yeah.
What? Bad. No, Dean Coughlin taught me. Got to go down. Word. Word.
What's that fucking frog from the Budweiser advert in 2001?
Yeah, I remember when you did it with Philberto the first time, it fucking finished me.
Oh,
That's gone back
that's going back a long
9
time.
years?
Like, yeah, before I did Troy Hawke, I did another character called Philberto.
Which you're really proud of and want to talk about loads, I can tell from your general body language.
From the international circuit.
That's when I first worked with you, Nottingham Jonglers.
So Philberto was your
years
first
ago.
character, wasn't it? Your first comedy character. Why don't you like it? Because it's quite clear from your body language and your face. No, you don't like it.
So it's kind of like, if you think back to your sets from 10, 12 years ago that you've evolved past, right? Do you wince sometimes, right?
What?
Do you wince sometimes?
Yeah,
You think
a little
about
bit.
your old material
Yeah.
and your old sense. Yeah, it's almost like that. It's like, it is like that. It's like, what was I trying to do? What was the point of it? And it wasn't until like Nick Doody one night, and he said this to me because he decided he liked me, and I was so grateful he did. He's like, and I just ripped the gig. And he sort of said to me, like, why are you doing it? And I was like, oh, well, it works. He goes, yeah, but why are you doing it? And then I had to sort of go, oh, yeah, why the fuck am I doing it? Do you know what I mean? And it was actually one of those things where he took a risk and he said something that could offend or upset me, but it ended up like making me go, oh shit, yeah, good point. You know what I mean? Like constructive criticism.
Yeah, Nick Duty's a phenomenal comic,
He's
isn't
amazing.
he? He's got
Yeah.
He's one of those, I wouldn't say purist, but he's one of those guys that if he gives you a bit of a critique, if he's not being a knobhead, he's good enough that you can go, oh, like if it was some dickhead saying it, you'd be like, man, what the fuck are you on about?
Yeah.
But Nick Duty's good enough that maybe you'd have a little think. Yeah. How long after that? Because it's not like you can be like, yeah, why am I doing it? I'll do another. Did it take a lot of transition?
Yeah. So I did this really weird thing for about a year, and I swear it lost me work, where I'd transition from Filberto to Troy Hawke, right? Mid-set. So I'd start the set as Filberto, right? And I'd end it as Troy Hawke.
I've got a friend of mine I would like to bring up.
Pretty much.
Hello.
Right? Yeah. But I was doing this at like fucking Jonglers gigs and stuff, like on before Willy Robo and stuff like that. I was doing this odd thing I hadn't quite worked out, where I was trying to do both characters at the same time. I think I had like a Wilco's jacket on. I was all over the shop. It was, you know, but it was that sense where you think, I've got to fucking change this. This isn't working for me. I can't just sit on this now and have it. That's a nice thing about comedy, is you get to always potentially evolve as long as you ask yourself the hard questions.
I love working with you because I like winding you up.
Yeah.
I like winding anyone up. That's how I enjoy a green room.
Yeah.
And I find it particularly easy.
Yeah.
So just get under your
Oh,
skin
I'm
a little
easy.
bit.
I am easy, yeah.
So like
definitely.
at times I've gone to Milo, do you think you'll ever like try stand up? Like actually like give it a go? Like
Yeah, but do you know when he fucking did it to me? He did it to me just before the lockdown, like just after the November lockdown, when my head was up its arse. And
he was in the middle and I had to follow him. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
I was trying to fucking assault cause me before I went on. Yeah, and I was just like, what do you mean I'm not a real comedian? All my imposter syndrome went, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Fucking.
Do you think doing a character makes the rough gigs harder? Does that sort of like veil of this isn't really me make it easier to be like, oh, it's fine, they don't like it, but it's not me? Or is it actually more difficult to have a weird one?
Do you mean harder in terms of how I feel about it or process it?
You know those gigs where for whatever reason it's not gone how you want.
Yeah.
I mean, we have all done enough gigs where you're mainly it goes well, but there are those ones where you're like, what the fuck just happened there?
If we're doing bad gig stories, right?
Which we love to do.
Okay, so 2004, I just started. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I wasn't even doing characters or anything. And I was doing this gig, and I was comparing, and I shouldn't have been there. I just started doing comedy, and I had an agent too quick, and they just threw me in at the deep end. So I was doing this gig, 2004, and the first section hadn't gone well. Right? They didn't like me, and I was cocky and young and trying to compensate my nerves with overconfidence, and it just came across horrible. I got a message off my mate from the Wirral going, mate, Ken Bigley's just been released. Ken Bigley's just, and I'm like, ringing back, I'm like, has Ken Bigley just been released? Because it was when he was held, do you remember? Like back in the day. And I was like, oh, like, why? Shall I not go ahead with this story?
No, it's fine.
No, I tell you what, I can read non-verbal content.
No,
He's looking at me because of something we've said previous. Totally irrelevant.
All right. So this is 2004. He's gone. My mate's gone.
Remember?
Right. My mate's gone. Ken Bigley's been released. So I've gone, amazing. Because obviously it was in all the news at the time, right? In all the news at the time. I said, are you sure? He's just been released.
He was sure.
Like, oh yeah, 100%. So I can say it on stage. Yeah. It's all right. Brilliant. All right, cool. So I've got a way to try and steal this goodwill, right? To try and bolster my shit set that I'm already fine. I'm like, all right, if I can bring a bit of goodwill in it, maybe I can sort of get a bit of energy going and not go home feeling like a total fucking failure. So I've gone down and announced it to this like room full of people, right? And it's 2004 and it's in a basement, so there's no phone coverage or anything like that.
Where is it?
In London. So it was like it was in Soho. It's just one of those little downstairs gigs. So I've announced it, right? And that section's gone all right. And I've come back up. I've got 15 missed calls off my mate. And he's like, mate, it was his brother he saw. It was his brother. I seen his brother on TV. It's not him. So I've gone out and I'm fucking, and then in the interval, right, I've found out this as people are around me on their phones, finding out that what I've just said is where have I got it from? And then I've had to go back in as they're all finding out in the interval. They all come back for the beginning of the third section. And then the manager comes and tells me, Nick Wiltie's held up, so you're going to have to do a little bit longer until he... And I said, well, can you find out when it's going to be 5 minutes away so that I know I've got 5 minutes? And he goes, no, just go on. I'm too new at that point.
You put more effort into finding out for sure when the headliner was going to arrive than you did whether Ken Bigley had actually been released.
1,000%. 100,000%. Right? I had to go on stage.
Ken Bigley been released? Okay, take your word for that. No worries. Where's Nick Wiltie? Are you sure?
I need confirmation. I need to triple source it.
I had to do 10 minutes to a crowd of people who knew that I'd, for whatever reason, falsely announced Ken Bigley's release. And I didn't reference it because I didn't know what the fuck it was. There was just awkward crowd work. It was the most hideous, and I think I turned down the money for the gig and everything like that.
Oh, you've had a stinker where you're like, I couldn't possibly take that.
Oh, dude, it's not happened often, but those gigs where you just fuck up so badly beyond nightmare levels, they're character forming because you can't go any lower. You can't have a situation that's worse than that. Yeah, so what can a gig throw at you after you've had something like that happen?
Is this partly why you became a character comedian? This night, the Ken Bigley night?
No, I think what was really weird is I don't know how it started. I think I felt like I was actually being more authentic as a character than I was when I was just trying to do stand up as me. Do you know what I mean? It just
I do because when we started out, which was a few years before Adam, character comics were dying out.
Yeah, they weren't.
Do you remember Dominic Frisby did Morris the Morris Dancer?
Yeah.
And let me just cringe. And
Morris the
Morris Dancer. And I tell you what, he did some Morris dancing. It was a good set.
He did the upper class rapper as well,
and he
transitioned in a set as well.
Right,
two characters at the same time.
Can't believe we missed this.
That sounds. But
fantastic. He's one that went the other way and just went like, what am I doing? I'm just going to do stand up and talk because it was easier. Yeah. I always think with the characters, I'm fascinated by when you die as a comic. It's rough. Like you've just explained, we've all had weird ones.
Yeah.
But is there sort of is it easy that you're like, I'm just a bloke trying? Or when you die as a character, is it more difficult because you're like,
I've
got to do the voice. Okay, listen, I've got to do a lot of time because Nottingham Junglers has a policy.
It's way more difficult.
Right.
Because you think about it, right? I'm doing a Zoom gig.
But sorry, I will let you finish that answer in a minute. But isn't it also a bit easier because you can just be like, well, they don't hate me, they hate him.
Yeah, if it did work that way, great. I could be strutting around everywhere. But there was this one Zoom gig. I did a sort of number of Zoom gigs. And I remember a good Zoom gig would make me feel fucking marvelous. But if I've done a bad Zoom gig, right, there were a couple which are really super tough. Then suddenly I'm a bloke who's drawn a fucking moustache on his face, right? And I'm wearing a silk smoking jacket in my shed, and this is my fucking job. Do you know what I mean? The reality of all of those things kicks in so hard when you've got 3 screens of old people who've booked you for a private fucking 70th birthday party, and you just staring at you like that. Do you know
when you're washing off your moustache.
Oh my God.
Did it go well, Daddy?
Oh.
Not tonight.
The walk of shame 12 yards back to the fucking house. The stink of that gig following me.
But Troy doesn't die in the room, though. Fucking hell.
Well, do you know what?
You absolutely smash when Troy's tuned in.
I've had a couple that have gone weird. And when it's gone weird, it's when I've been on a good run and I've been killing, and then I'm on first somewhere and I bring that closing energy on first. Then it can really I can give myself a mountain to climb at that point.
If you've never seen Milo, I've never seen anyone. Scott Bennett's the same, because he's just a bit he wants to know everything. But I've never seen anyone take more notes and care and attention in the room with what the compare's saying, with the interactions, with the first comedian on. And often I'm sometimes I think that's all smoke and mirrors if a comic does it, but it's so much of what you do, and you do it so well. Oh, have you stopped doing that as well?
I stopped. I only did that with Filberto because I didn't have a very good act.
Oh, I saw you do. I've seen you do that with Troy.
Oh
though.
no, that's notes. That's like material.
Oh right. Okay.
So I'm not as focused on like what the crowd is now. I could show up to a gig late now, but when I was doing Filberto, because my act was crap, what I'd have to do is I'd try and write a rap about what was happening in the room. So I try and take a note of everything. So again, that's a smoke and mirrors thing.
But it smashes though.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where like it's a trick. Do you know what I mean? And I know we got tricks, but I'm doing a rhyming scheme based on a couple of things that have happened in the room. I'm referencing things that have happened in the room, and it seems a lot cleverer than it seemed a lot cleverer than it was. And yeah, it smashed. But what's the end goal? You want to have more. Eventually, you get bored of it, don't you? You want to keep coming out.
It's a bit like the comparing thing, where you're like, you can be a brilliant compare, and then you feel like the limitation of it. You're like, yeah, but I want to be the best headliner, you know, like, and you can't.
I think the better you get, the less shelf time your material has. I think you get bored of it quicker.
Yeah.
You really want to keep moving.
Well, that's like where Adam's at.
Yeah.
Like when you're at the top of your game and you're turning over stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think, genuine question, you'll ever do non-character comedy on stage?
Non-character stand-up?
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever be Milo McCabe?
I don't think so. I don't know if like there'd be enough that's. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? I don't know if there'd be enough that. What would I talk about? It's like I don't laugh at sort of. I don't watch regular stand-up. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be me trying to fit in a mold. If I were ever to do me, I don't think it would be like straightforward observational stand-up. It would be someone else. It'd be a mix of characters or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, like definitely. Okay. And it's weird because like obviously my dad was a traditional old school.
What do we know your dad's name?
Working men's club comic. No, probably not. Mike McCabe. So he was on like New Faces and Fame Game and all those 80s.
Where did you grow up? Where did you live at the time?
Surrey.
All right.
Sorry.
So he was doing all.
What is Mars a Scouser?
He was doing all the London clubs.
No, he was going all over the country. Like,
how much was he earning? I love this stuff.
Same fucking money.
Jeez,
If
250 quid.
If not slightly more. So he'd be on 300 to 400 a gig. He'd be doing 45 minutes, and this is.
And we're talking
the
70s, 80s.
The 80s,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil Walker's dad is Roy Walker.
Yeah.
And some of my favourite stories from Phil. I ask about his dad.
Yeah.
And like, I love the stories of them all getting in a dressing room on one of the big gigs where there's a few of them been and they have to go, right, who's doing what?
Who's doing what?
Because they've all got the same stuff. There's like 120 jokes and they need to divvy them up.
Yeah.
Like almost like picking a teams at school, like, right, you get first pick.
So I've had a little bit of that lately, you know, just because like for most of the gigs since I've come back, I've had to close. Like almost every gig I've done since the return of COVID, I've been closing. And I feel like you've got to reference COVID a little bit. Otherwise you just look a little bit senile. And I don't want to go on and do a vaccine joke if you've done a vaccine joke. So it's not the same, are you doing that joke? It's just, have you referenced vaccines yet? Well, then I won't mention that, but I'll mention something else. Or, do you know what I mean? I'm watching the show more at the minute because I'm like, I've got to do a topical thing.
And we called it, didn't we? We called it before we started gigging again, going, there will be repetition. And part of you, we discussed it on here, just doesn't want to talk about it. Hate it when we touch hands accidentally. Part of you doesn't want to talk about it. But like you say, if you don't make any reference to it, you do seem like a bit irrelevant. It's not that it's irrelevant, because I think people are enjoying talking about other stuff. But yeah, it's like you're not concentrating or something.
Bo Burnham did that really well, because like he doesn't mention any of the buzzwords, does he? But he just embodies the fucking
doesn't mention
feelings.
The word COVID or coronavirus once in the whole hour and a half.
He so gets across all those feelings that everybody felt at certain points. It's really, really clever and amazing. And you do find yourself watching it, like wondering how much of this is 100% just absolutely genuine stuff that he's done in the moment. How much is stage managed, and you can't tell.
No,
which is the brilliant part about it.
And they don't mention coronavirus or COVID in Hamilton either, so watch both.
Do you like Hamilton?
I just made Adam hate me a little bit. I felt him go.
Hamilton for me, right? I didn't get through the whole thing. So Hamilton, the first half, I was like, this is really clever. This is really artful, and I know it's going to be the same for the next hour, so I can't be asked. I've seen what this is. All right, great. I'm you know.
But did you not want to know the end of the story?
Couldn't give a fuck.
Okay.
The rapping
Shag
was nice.
Princess Diana.
The rhyme scheme was nice. The dude from Mindhunter,
Alexander Hamilton shagged Princess Diana. Yeah.
did he? To death.
To death.
Cool. Should have stuck
It's
around
also
for
on The
that bit.
Crown. So it's weird episode of The Crown, that.
But yeah,
Alexander Hamilton, fucking Diana. Alexander Hamilton, fucked her in Paris.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I'm not really a musicals guy. I'm more like a sort of what have I done?
I love how Milo just went, that was so fucking ridiculous. I'm going to move this forward. It's our podcast. And he did the professional thing and go, all right, guys. I'm not really a musical guy.
Nah. I like psychological thrillers that make you feel uncomfortable for an hour and a half. That's my jam. Fucking love that. Someone really make you feel unsettled.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever have anything and then watch something like a drug and then watch something or smoke?
Yes. Yeah, I got really stoned and watched Suspiria for the first time the other day.
This guy.
What?
Just very impressed with Carl sometimes. It's just... And then we ruin it by... dissecting it instead of just letting it be a very smooth progression and show that he's really getting on top of production and knows where content needs to flow to. Me and Adam are like, wow, God. we ruined it by going, God, bloody hell, lads, that was quality. You saw it in and you progressed the content.
You do like a drug or two, don't you? But you've developed into that late in life.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. A bit like Paul Smith. Because like I only had my first pill when I was in 38.
How old are you now?
On holiday with Kai Humphries, 45.
Fuck off. You're 45.
Yeah, mate.
Bastard.
He looks 12 years younger than me.
Fucking hell, lad.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I had my first pill on holiday in Benidorm with Kai Humphries and Daniel Sloss and all that.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people do it in Ibiza, but you thought, fuck it, Benidorm.
Old school.
Get pilled up with a load of like
Get pilled
retirees.
up, watch a racist comedian, fucking absolutely. When we did that. We watched a guy called Albert
Kai Humphries.
Kai jumped up and did a set at the Princess Bar. No, we watched it was incredible, and I'd never done it in my whole life, and I came up after 8 minutes, and Kai was like, "No, mate," and I was like, "All right," and then I actually experienced it, and it was so good, and I remember thinking, "Thank fuck I didn't do this in my late teens because I never would have stopped." I feel like it was a perfect time, and then sort of did a little bit of that. Still have never done coke.
Why?
Because I feel like I'd like it too much. Can I tell that story about you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One minute. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
Told it?
have you already told it?
Haven't we?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we're all out. Brighton. A load of us have got gigs in Brighton, whatever. Rose there, like Sloss there, Kai's there, Cullen's there. We all fucking meet up in Brighton. Post gig at 11:30.
Me, Sloss, Kai,
Oh,
and Mark Nelson.
You have told this story.
Mark Nelson,
Yeah, I know
Brian
it. Yeah,
Cullen.
go on.
I bet you don't know the whole thing.
No, I don't think
We've had the abridged version from Adam.
All right. So basically, I don't do coke, and I don't know much about coke politics or whatever.
And neither do I.
So he doesn't either. So the bag's gone round and it's come to Adam, right? And whatever he's done, he's put a little bit on his hand or whatever. And then he's turned around and the bar guys come like feet away. Now, bear in mind, they've been doing it in this coke. They're totally safe. No one's going to look at them. He's fine. They've been doing it all night, right? But he's panicked and he's gone, ugh, and he's put it through his hair, right? He's just the first thing he thinks.
Yeah.
First thing he thinks, he's put it through his hair.
Bit of talcum powder there.
How can I make my hands look natural? Oh, like that. Just smooth it through his hair. And look, I don't know about...
How the fuck have you not told this?
I don't know about coke, but everyone fucking saw him do it and was horrified. Everyone was like, what, did he just...
Even the doorman was like, you fucking wasted that, dickhead.
Jesus Christ, yeah, because you just put £15 in your quiff.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, lovely, you got great volume there, Adam. What's that?
The reason I haven't told this story is because I knew Milo was coming on at some point and he would
Right.
want to tell it.
But can I tell the other half of it?
I think this is the bit that I might have told.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we end up, it's one of those where it's like 4 a.m. in Brighton, everyone's like off their tits, and we go to there's this gay bar on the beach, it was the only like club open. And like we end up, it's towards the end of the night, we're all sort of sat around, it's kind of like Last Orders-ish. I've just turned around, there's kind of this empty dance floor upstairs, and Adam's just sort of standing there, dead-eyeing me, like just straight away. And I'm like, this is weird. And I look down, and he's got his cock out, right? Dead-eyeing me, as in, what are you going to do about it, lad? like dead quiet, threatening scouse.
Yeah, the worst kind.
Yeah, it's like a dog marking its territory. He was having a piss directly on the dance floor. The reason nobody saw him is because he was so relaxed about it. There was nothing in his body language that raised
I was
alarm.
over my shoulder, like he was coming. I was just
like he just literally casual as though it was the most natural thing in the world. Just pissing straight down the dance floor and then just folded himself and got on with his day. Like fucking nothing had happened. And maybe they're like, how much stuff could you get away with if you just make out, if your body language is like, this is full piss directly on the dance floor.
With cocaine in your fringe and your cock out on the dance floor.
That girl with the 5 lines in her. Yeah. And a cocaine fringe. Piss on the floor.
I had a bit of a mad one. I think this is what you were getting at. I had, because me and Paul have done DMT, like
just before, just to tie off that story.
Sorry.
That was the night before Liverpool played in the 2018 Champions League final.
Yes.
I had no sleep, went straight to the train station and went straight home to watch the match.
Yeah.
Stayed up.
Do not remember the second half.
Yeah.
Pissy kecks.
I didn't piss in me kecks or on me kecks. I pissed on the dance floor.
Pissed on the
No
dance floor.
splashback.
I think you were singing Liverpool songs quite
Good aim.
loudly by yourself as well, if I remember rightly. No, that was great though.
I just remember sitting on the beach, like with you, Tom Horton, just hammered, just completely fucking,
but still awake,
drunk, at about 7:30 in the morning, and I knew that my train home was at like 10 to 8 to make it back in time for the match and have a drink with my mates and that. And I remember going to Tom Horton, "What time's it, lad?" And he went to 7:30. I went, "Fucking hell, 7:30." And just ran back to my hotel, went into my room, grabbed my bag off the bed, nothing unpacked out of it, and just got straight. Luckily, the Geordie's Inn is right next to Brighton train station. Train to London, London to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I remember.
DMT.
Yes. So I got Paul into it. Like that was, he's told the story already, but it was so.
Oh, you're the one.
I'm the
Paul
one.
Smith.
We've been talking about it, and like I'd basically talk to people and sort of say, look, I'm going to get some. If you want to do it, like I'm going to have some, just let me know. And then I had some, and everyone who'd expressed interest kind of shit their pants a little bit. And that's fair enough, because it's quite a big thing to do. And I forgot I'd had it in my bag. And I got in the dressing room and I saw Paul and I was like, "Oh, you wanted to try this, didn't you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "When do you want to do it?" And he goes, "Tonight." And I went, "Yeah." And that was that. And so, yeah, we went back to his. And he's told the story, I think, hasn't he? And it's 100% as he told it. It was the oddest thing. It was great. But he's got more into it now. And he hooked me up with this guy who sells DMT vape pens. Cause
not the shaman.
No, not the shaman. This is another dude.
DMT vape pens.
So basically, DMT.
Welcome to the future.
If you wanna sort of do the crystals, it's quite intense, but it's a bit rough. You have to like kind of make a homemade bong. The vape pen's a lot easier.
Homemade bomb.
Bong.
Yeah, you need to make a homemade DMT bong. Bomb. Set it off, light it.
Yeah, you need to make a sacrifice of a load of innocent strangers before you can smoke it. See? No. Fucking bomb.
Imagine if you set a DMT bomb off in like a Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, Claude, Jesus. But like, yeah, so he hooked me up with this dude who sells DMT vape pens. And I said, "Oh yeah, like when can I get one?" And he said, "Now, in half an hour." And I was like fully dressed as Troy Hawke. And I had like half an hour before. I had like smoking jacket, cravat, moustache. And I'm like,
please tell me you did the drug deal in his voice as well.
So I was like, right, I got half an hour, whatever, I can do this. I need to go find a cash point and it's going to come by in a car and then that's all good. So I got out of hot water. And as soon as I got out of hot water, I had this voice go, "Oh, you look very smart." And I turned around and it was Pete Price. So I'm going out to do
Pete Price sold you a DMT vape pen.
No, Pete Price just happened to fucking be there the second. Literally like he was waiting for me, standing at the top of the steps by hot water. Oh yeah, and I turned around, it was Pete Price. And I went, "Oh, hello, Pete." Right? And he went, "All right, lad." I was like, "Can I get a picture?" And he goes, "Yeah, go on then." And I'm like hugging the picture there, and then like fucking, I suddenly remember, like I'd prank called him 15 years ago, and really made his life a misery, and he had no idea who I was or anything. It was just so weird. I literally
Oh, 'cause you were doing a different voice.
I was doing a different voice.
Yeah,
I
didn't
literally,
recognise you.
I'd name checked him at the set I'd just done.
Yeah, you speak
I'd
to us,
referenced him at the set I'd just done, come out, and there he was. It was so fucking bizarre. And then I got in this car with this dude dressed as Troy, half did the voice, half didn't. Went, got the money, did the deal, came back, and that was it. The fucking mental.
I bet
15
drug
minutes.
dealers love a guy in full costume getting in the car to do a drug
Blase,
deal.
what haven't they seen? It's like whatever. Oh yeah, of course he's wearing a kimono and a
No,
no,
it
that
was
was pretty blasé. You're gonna hit bullshit along.
That was not his thought. You did not get in dressed as Troy Hawke with a fucking muzzy
No, I did.
painted on your fucking lip.
Alright, what did he
And he
think?
was like, all right, lads, exactly what I expected.
What did he think?
How many
then?
vape pens do you want?
Why didn't he bring it up?
Because he's probably fucking terrified that you were a narc.
Can you imagine the meeting the police?
Hello, 2 drugs, please.
How undercover are we going? Let's get a guy who looks so wacky, no one's going to think he's a fucking narc.
Can you?
That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, would it? Because you
What?
wouldn't think someone dressed like Troy
narc.
would be a narc.
I thought
would
you were
you?
going to dress as a narc
Dress
to
as a
hide
police
it.
officer and get
No
me
one
while I'm
would
not.
think
No one
a police
would think.
officer is a police officer.
You wouldn't think if you were in fancy dress, you wouldn't go, oh, that guy's undercover.
Yeah, but when
that's
you're
the last
dressed
guy
as
you think is
Troy,
undercover.
can we put a picture in for everyone? Can we drop a picture of,
Right now.
like, when you're dressed like that,
Hmm.
it's over the top, but it's not so wacky.
That it couldn't be real.
That it's, there's still like a...
Yeah, my girlfriend thought you were real until she met you in real life.
Yeah.
She'd seen your videos.
It's a weird balance, like talking to people after shows. I kind of keep it up, but I'm sort of... What's that?
Red flag. Right.
All right.
Can you
Yeah.
just... Right. So for me,
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'll ever do DMT.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared of it.
I got some now if you want.
Nope, all good.
All right.
Certainly not before I
Okay.
go and do
You got your vape
Alexander's
pen?
tonight.
You've got your
Yeah.
vape pen, yeah?
Yeah.
So-
last section would be a bit weird.
So,
Want some?
Yeah.
in a sentence or two,
Yeah.
can you sell DMT to me and the people out there?
I don't know. Right. Here's it.
How would you sell it if you were trying to sell it?
I wouldn't try and sell it. That's
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
if you were,
Okay,
I
so
know you wouldn't.
Here's how I would bring
Describe it.
Okay, so what happens is I would bring it up, and then you can tell when you bring it up, people become interested, and you talk to them. All right, how's the best way to describe it? Okay, here's what happened to me. Like, so I had it for the first time, and it was like this wonderful feeling of insignificance, like this feeling that you're absolutely tiny and you don't matter, but at the same time you're also a tiny part of everything, and it takes the pressure off immediately of all the little silly little pointless worries. It sort of holds up a mirror up to everything that you worry about on a daily basis in the perspective of just what the bigger picture or goal is, and it just goes, "I'm a fucking idiot." Like look at this stuff. This really, you're getting worried about all this stuff and you're ignoring all of this. And it's like an instant blast of that burrows into your brain and sits there and kind of like almost gets hardwired in. So you kind of come out with a fresh, more healthy sort of mindful perspective. Do you know what I mean? And that lasts for a couple of weeks and then you go back to being a knobhead again. That's how I experienced it.
And you're worried that you'd like cocaine too much.
Totally different. You can't, honestly, it's a weird thing. Like, here's the thing, right? If you've got a shed full of stuff locked in your head that you keep locked, that you never want to open up and pull out and examine, right? Don't ever do DMT. But if you want to go through some sort of like potential landmines you've got lurking in there that might fuck you up later in life, and you want to sort of throw yourself on them now, then DMT would be a good thing to do. So it's how much you're prepared to sort of like confront things in your own brain that you'd normally hide away from.
Do you have to top up then? Like every you say 4 weeks?
Do you,
Nah,
do
it's
you
weird.
microdose or do you just do it?
No, like when I've done it, I just sort of try and blast off as hard as possible, and I'll do it, and I won't need to do it as.
You sounded all the reasons for doing it were really sensible and considered, almost philosophical.
Stuff.
Well, how do I do it? I got off me fucking tit.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you literally blast off because you go somewhere else. You lose
Right. sight
sight of who you are. You lose touch with your ego. You lose touch with everything. You fly off into this other realm. And it's just brilliantly refreshing. It's opened up my mind, and it's made me, I think, a lot happier. I think a lot less stressed. And I don't do it loads. And it's weird. I've only had one bad trip in all the times I've ever done it. And that was because I'd hammered it like 3 times that night. You know what I mean?
So you, what, just
Don't do it that often.
No. Like
Just often enough to get a vape
once
pen.
every 3 months, once every 6 months.
How often are you going to do that vape pen?
I've not done it. I probably won't do it for like a week or 2.
What happens on a bad trip?
So, so here's what happened. I'd done it twice, and you set intent. It's going to sound very hippie. I don't know how open to this stuff you are, but you set intentions at the beginning. So you go, right, what do you want out of this trip? So I was like, I want knowledge, and I took a shitload. And you deal with this thing that essentially treats you like a little child, not in a sort of a nasty way, just in a whatever entity you're dealing with is so much further ahead and advanced than you are. It's like you're a little toddler. It's dismissive, but not unkind to dismissive. But I'd come back for the 3rd time, and it showed me all these lovely pictures, give me these lovely trips, and I was fucking back. And so whatever this thing was, he went, right, you little knobhead. Right, you want knowledge, do you? Okay. And then I sort of felt myself go, no. I've changed my mind. And then it's like, fucking too late, right? It was dragging me through this kaleidoscope of the world ending. So it was like 3 pictures of a bridge like collapsing, or a mountain going down, or a motorway caving in. And I'd go into one and it split into 3. And the whole time it was like, I knew it was the world ending. And
Are you sure you just went on the M6 at rush hour?
Voice,
Sounds
right?
similar.
This voice was going, this is all your fault. This is all your fault. This is all your fault. And then it threw me into like a toddler version of whatever it was. And I was being dragged around a bedroom, and then it just fucking spat me back. Like sometimes.
Do you believe this is, when you're talking about something else, do you think it's something else? You don't think it's your mind?
Dude, like there are so many different ways of looking at it. When you're in and you're under, it feels like you are interacting with something that could not possibly be a part of your DNA or consciousness. However, when you come back and you rationalize it and you think about it, there is a chance that potentially you're accessing some like part of your brain that's got collective DNA that's gone through the generations. So you know there's like an access store through your ancestors that carries through, and it sort of gets bigger and bigger through the generations. And it's like maybe this is unlocking some little tiny peanut little thing in your whatever the part of the brain is, and it's just opening that up to all this like.
That makes me want to try it. That
sounds
last
cool,
description made me want to try
This
it.
is pure guesswork on my part, like
Because it's all, I would assume it's all within you, obviously, but that's not how it feels when you're in that moment.
I've never been spiritual or anything like that, but when I did it, and then after the first time I did it, I was like, fuck knows, man, all bets are off now.
I wonder if a deeply religious person, I wonder what they'd come out of it. If you were a devout Muslim, if you were a really hardcore Christian, like what would that unlock? If you'd come out of it going, oh my God, it's all bullshit.
Let's get the head of ISIS on DMT.
Yeah, do you know
See
what? If
what
you put the
happens,
world
Jeff
leaders on
Isis.
DMT, I'm, you know, mushrooms, psilocybin, all that kind of thing. I don't know. It just gives you a perspective. It just
Be a
fucking
weird G7 summit, that, wouldn't it?
yeah, it'd be amazing.
Where all the, this is enough's enough.
Yeah.
I can't believe
It's
they're
not-
extending the lockdown. Look at these, licking each other.
It's not addictive. It's not physiologically addictive, but it will potentially challenge you mentally. Do you know what I mean? Like it will make you look at things that maybe you don't want to look at in your head, but for a greater good of getting them sorted out.
I feel like you're describing some elements of this podcast. Sometimes Adam and I make jokes about things in our life that we don't
Fucking
really want to
hell.
make jokes about, but it's for the greater good of the
I feel
Patreon.
We've gone from pegging to existential interdimensionality.
I feel like if I do DMT, there's just going to be a big snake that looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Open your fucking mail, dickhead."
Has Paul Smith?
There's brown letters being sat there for 3 weeks, you daft swat.
Has Paul managed to talk you guys into it? Because I know he's like,
No.
not at all.
No, because we do this twice a week. When am I like that 2 weeks of serenity that you described
Yeah.
would make for some of the shittest have a word ever.
Yeah,
Hey, we've got an email in here from fucking Terry, and I'm like, do you know what? In the big picture, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you need to just step out of your size, Terry. Just take a moment and just interdimensionality.
Yeah.
You know, think about that.
Yeah, no, that is
You
it.
rat.
It'd be a good special though. The lads
The
do
DMT
DMT.
special.
Order.
The
Carl.
DMT.
Can I
am. Is it illegal?
Can I do it with you guys?
Is it?
Is it illegal?
Oh, yeah,
if
it's
we
illegal.
if we pretended to do it,
But the thing
depending
is,
on
though,
the-
you can record yourself doing drugs and just say it was fake.
Yeah,
yeah, you can.
as long as this
they don't
doesn't
see
go
this
out.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't say that.
Yeah.
Um,
Barry Dodds to Shaman Kev. Looking forward to that one. Milo.
We'd see more spirits than Barry Dodds would. I fucking guarantee that.
Milo,
What?
if we did it as a Patreon special,
Would I
would
do
you
it?
be our guide?
100,000%. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm in. Now I'm in because
And
I
we'd
can
have to get Paul in
monetize it.
as well. Yeah.
How about you do it and
No,
I'll just watch?
What are you going to do? Have a fucking gin and tonic?
All right.
Sponsored by Givens Gin.
Genuinely, right?
Oh,
Genuinely.
would you try it?
Probably, yeah.
What would you be afraid of?
Finn,
Like,
you've got
genuinely.
to. You're a musician.
I just don't want
Thing
to
is,
do
though,
it.
I've never touched drugs at all. So what would my response to it be?
You have to have some
I got-
crack
I
first
have no
to
idea.
warm up.
No, I'm not saying you know what I'm saying. But like,
Before I did DMT, I'd never done any drugs apart from the odd bit of weed.
right. Okay.
I've hardly done any hallucinogenics, so I don't think my tolerance would be loads higher just because I was a fucking whiz kid back in the day. Finn, you'd have to do it because you're a Beatles fan. Right, well, Finn's
you'd
in.
be absolutely fine.
So Adam's going to have a weird one. That
I had a bad trip on LSD though.
But you know, the thing with DMT, like 5 minutes after you've done it, you could drive a car, you could do a gig, like it's gone from your system completely. You're back in the
even
room.
if you haven't got a license.
Your brain
Just open up
produces
your
it,
mind.
doesn't it, when you die?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And some people think when you have religious visions, it's just your brain being swarmed with the natural levels of, because DMT is actually in everything anywhere. When you smoke it, you smoke a non-inhibitor or something that basically stops the inhibitor working. So the DMT floods your brain.
I think it would be kind of good if Adam didn't do it as well.
And
Like
just-
he's got more of a career to worry about, but also just to have someone being like, "What a fucking bunch of dickheads."
But you wouldn't want that in the room. Because like when you're in the room, it's got to be really calm.
We do everything together.
peaceful.
Oh, calm and peaceful.
Like-
He's my rock.
You'd have to get the right conditions.
Captain Tranquility. Oh, he's fine. Yeah, it'd be ace.
As
Yeah.
long, as, long as he could do that, like
Oh yeah, he's well known for it.
without,
I think I'd be clouded knowing he was in the room, though.
yeah.
I'd be going into it like a cloud of
Right.
anxiety, knowing that Adam could do something.
Here's the way
I'll tell you
I-
what, wouldn't be boring. I don't
Nah,
think.
here's the way I look at it, right? If we'd set it up and everything, and then if one thing happened that got in the way of the thing, I'd be like, right, that's the universe saying, fucking do not do it. Do you know what I mean?
me
As
just have a
hippie as that.
lock-in.
as
Right.
hippie
I don't
as
know
that
whether
sounds.
doing Class A drugs is part of Patreon's terms and conditions.
It's not class
Or
A, is
against
it?
I think so.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like
Certainly
a.
not legal.
I thought it was
But
like
we
a.
wouldn't
not
be
a real
doing
one.
it.
Herbal.
Not a real one. It's not like fucking calms or soothers.
No, I didn't think it was a class A.
I think it is.
Oh well, I
We could just take a soother. I could cut it, and it'd look like we just fucked off soothers.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about age restrictions on an episode. Do you reckon this might fuck with it a little bit at the end? Yeah.
Should we have a break?
No, I think we should do more of this section.
Do you reckon?
I think we need to pad it out.
How long's this?
An
An hour and 20
minutes.
minutes. It's the longest ever.
That is the longest
It's the
section.
longest
ever.
ever section.
Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's have a break. Go
Milo,
and get some smack.
Milo, would you ever fuck a pig?
Hey, listen to this. This podcast, Have a Word, yeah, is sponsored by beer52.com. And we have been for about a year now. They are our OG sponsor. And I've got to tell you about them. If you don't know who they are the #1 craft beer discovery club in the UK. What's a craft beer discovery club, Adam? Well, I'll fucking tell you, mate, okay? What they do is they help you discover craft beer. They send you different craft beers every month from all over the world, different themes every month as well. You might get a month worth of South African beers. You might get some from Argentina the next month. You might get some from South Korea or something. All over the world, they'll help you discover the best craft beers that you've never heard of. And here's the best thing. Because you're a listener to this podcast, not only do you get a free case of 8 beers and an award-winning beer magazine, for free, just by going to beer52.com/word. All you do, pay the postage and packaging, 8 free beers, free beer magazine, and a little tasty snack as well. And also, it helps us out. You support our sponsors, they support us. This thing can keep going. We can keep the Have a Word gravy train on the fucking track. So go to beer52.com/word right now and get yourself some bevies for nothing.
Welcome back to the final section of today's Have a Word podcast with me, Adam Rowe, and Milo McCabe.
That sounded like your name was Adam Rowe.
That's what I heard that as well.
Yeah.
With me, Adam Rowe,
With me, shout out at me,
comma.
Adam Rowe. You have to say the comma.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they think it's me, Adam Rowe. Me,
Well, what you should say is
comma.
me, Dan Nightingale, Adam Rowe, my co-host, and our guest
Then
today,
people think
Milo
there's
McCabe.
4 people because it depends how he hits the me there. Me,
Me,
Dan Nightingale, Adam
Dan
Rowe,
Nightingale.
and
me, comma, Dan Nightingale.
They know
Dan
it's Dan.
Nightingale. That's me.
Hello, I'm the Nightingale. It's Adam Rowe and the Milo McCabe talking friend.
Where's he from?
Foreign. Genetic foreign. Can't be racist if you is not specific.
Wasn't it?
It's too late.
Good year.
Yeah.
This is a hard start.
We've got some have a words.
Hard everything always.
Got some have a words. Let's solve some problems for people.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Not here just for the ha-has, are we, Adam?
No.
Here to mend people's lives. Hey, lads! We would like you to have a word with one of our... Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you... Nice. We would like to have a word with one of our friends. He is 38 years old and is dating a 19-year-old.
Fucking legend.
When they got together... And next email. When they got together, she was only 17.
She's only 17.
What are your views on this? Is he a nonce or is he doing well for himself?
He's literally twice her age.
That's a tough one. When I was 30, I went out with a 20-year-old and she was way more mature than I was, and it was great until I met her friends, and then it all went to shit.
Right.
Because as soon as I met her friends, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking generation away from these people, aren't I? And it kind of brought it in. Like, what does he do when she's going out with all her mates? Does he go with all the 19-year-olds to wherever the fuck 19-year-olds go? And how does he sell that? How does that work?
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
And
I
then
don't think he does. I think he's just fucking porking someone young.
But the reverse of that is, how does she do as a 19-year-old at a 38-year-old's barbecue when they're all talking about property and right move, and she's like, oh, how mature is this 19-year-old? Or is, like Adam saying, is he just going for the young pork?
I think you need to go back 2 years as well, because she was 17 when he was, what?
36.
36.
So it's 38 minus 2. 36. Carry the 3.
Okay.
36. There you go.
I think there's two things potentially going on, right? Thing number one, he's desperately trying to hold on to his youth, right? And he's trying to hold on to the kind of women that he went with when he was in his prime as a young man. And that's what's going on there, in which case that's what he needs to address, or he's a nonce.
Oh, actually, no, because he's been shagging her for 2 years. So that's must be getting serious. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
We must have met her friends then. This must have happened. If it's been 2 years.
He's either in love or he's a nonce.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're a really intense 2 years...
Well, he's not a nonce, is he? Because she was 17.
No, but there's...
But if he was a nonce, then by the time she's 19, he'd have give up on it.
He's nonce.
She wouldn't be his type anymore.
He's nonce adjacent.
No, I think you're going... I think you're going hard nonce. Capital N nonce. She means in a sort of like... It's a bit noncy, half your age. I don't think it's like a legal accusation.
I think the 17 thing is where it goes to VAR, innit? Because it's technically legal, but it's still a bit, she can't have a fucking pint or a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're dropping her off at college.
Not even a schooner.
What else can't she have? Bacardi and Coke. She can't have Bacardi and Coke.
No.
She can't have a pint.
She can't have DMT. No one can. It's illegal. Stop talking about it. Pathetic.
Yeah.
She can't have a pint, and technically he could be a granddad.
He's probably getting into his kinky age as well. Like, he's probably really finding his... Do you know what I mean?
What?
She's still young for that.
Right.
Kinky age.
Hang on. Hang on, I'm in it. So at 38, you're just getting into kinky age?
No, but like...
I'm 40, he's 45.
If he's probably finding his sexual whatever now, isn't... She's not...
All right.
Yeah.
What's
She's
really
old enough
going
to be
on?
fingered, not old enough to be bummed.
I don't know.
It's like he just turns out bumper stickers, doesn't he? Have a word, bumper stickers.
Oh, dear.
Did you say bumming stickers or bumper stickers?
I said bumming stickers.
Did you?
Yeah. For when you're really kinky and you like branding. Lad, get some KY and stick a sticker on there.
Who's brand?
Here's the thing, though, right? They've been going out 2 years. That goes another 5 years.
Yeah.
It's legit again, isn't it?
He's twice her age.
I know, but like...
And she's 24. He's going to be 48.
Yeah, but... No. Absolutely.
To be fair, it's a funny bit. if you're a math nonce, you just went, oh,
No! Hang on a minute. Oh, God.
The people at the comedy club, the couple at the comedy club told it before, and they were like, oh, she's young and he was old. She was like 22 and he was like mid to late 30s. But like, and I did that thing of like, what do you have any nicknames? Does anyone have any nicknames?
Yeah.
And my bit was about like cutesy nicknames that you don't want to say in front of your mates. And this girl was so chuffed with their relationship. She was like, we have a nickname. I called him Daddy. And the whole club just went, nah.
My name in Sam's phone is Big Juicy.
True.
I don't.
No, it's
true.
True.
Honestly.
She wrote it on his birthday card.
Oh my good God. Like, I've been trying to get Laura to call me the White Hammer, but she never bites.
Yeah. I love it when you call me Big Juicy. I'm Big Juicy. She's Little Saucy.
Shut up. You fucking... Are you kidding?
He's not.
Big Juicy.
Big Juicy.
She's Little Saucy.
That's it now. I'm sick of calling you Adam. Big Juice.
No, Big Juicy.
Big Juice. Oh, sorry.
Where did that come from?
So on...
It's so convoluted.
It sounds like bollocks, but it isn't. On New Year's Eve, I had a drink in her mum and dad's house. We're there in the mum and dad. And her mum gave us... She went, oh, we won't drink that. Why don't you have some of that? And it was this Jack Daniels with apple juice mixture sort of thing, pre-mixed in a bottle. So not the apple-flavoured Jack Daniels, which is still 40%, something like 20% or 15%. And it's Jack Daniels with apple juice and stuff. And I had a sip of it, and I went, and Sam had just took a sip of her wine, and I went, it's juicy, that. It's the second time I've met her parents. I've had a swig out of the bottle and went, it's fucking juicy, that. And Sam nearly choked to death on her wine, and her mum laughed as well. And then she just started calling me Big Juicy.
Big Juicy.
Right, good. It's that story makes it sound a lot less phallic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl thought it was something to do with jizz.
Yeah, I just thought it was your dick.
Dicks.
With the 19 and the 38-year-old though, like at a certain
Thank you,
point,
Milo.
when she's like 30 and he's whatever the fuck
60.
he'd be then, like 49,
50.
60.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Like,
By then it's no one
fine.
gives a shit.
But what if we're all going nonce, but actually they're in love and it lasts the course and they go and have this wonderful life together?
I'm totally not going nonce. I just couldn't do this.
I
At
couldn't.
40,
No, I couldn't.
If Laura
No way.
left me, if Laura was gone,
Yeah.
Where's she gone?
if Laura's, I don't know.
Where's she gone?
She's dead.
She's shagging Finn.
It's more fun when you do it, isn't it? Where's Laura gone? She's dead, Adam. She's dead. How did she die? Don't matter. I've got
Finn
the life
fucked her to
insurance. Oh.
In a caravan in Mill. Bummed to death.
If you bum my wife to death, I'm going to bum your mum. Not your sister, because she's a patron. God bless her. I'll see you at Shane and Kev's. That'll be a good laugh, won't it?
Go on. Laura's dead. Bummed to death in a caravan.
I've blanked on what we were saying.
So you could never do it.
could
So
never go down.
we're
No, I'm
basically
literally so freaked out by the last minute of podcasting that I no longer care about the 20-year-old that I couldn't bang. I think it'd take me a while to love again because, you know, Finn bummed my wife to death.
Yeah.
Could you still come in, work with Finn? Be like, would you, Dad?
Got 4,000 patrons.
No, we'd have the Indian by
The
then.
man's got to have something to live for.
We'd have the Indian.
I could totally do this, by the way. I couldn't get in a relationship with a 19-year-old or I couldn't go near a 17-year-old. Just couldn't. But 19, 20, 21. If I was 38, I would. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Just for
You
a few
don't
months.
know that
Yeah,
though.
you're
Your mind
29 though.
changes. Yeah.
If you went out with a girl half your age,
All right. Well, then 9, 10, 11 right now. Fine.
I'm just going to draw a line at 12. I say any lower than 12, I think it is going to look weird at hot water.
Yeah. No, I could. I think I could. Yeah.
I just had to.
Could you have done it at 30?
At 30,
Oh, you did, didn't you?
at 30 with a 20-year-old, I'm
Could you
sure a
have?
20-year-old, yeah.
30 is a weird age,
30,
and I remember
yeah.
being single at 30 because you can socially acceptably date 20-year-olds, where some of your female friends will be like,
Yeah.
what? But also you can date 40.
That's the best one you've done.
But you can date like women in the late 30s. I had a bit about it, like the difference. And it's a weird little phase. As soon as you're at 40, then you really are going to have people going, mate, we're not inviting you to a dinner party because it looks like you've brought your sex victim to a fucking...
Can I ask you a slightly sideways question, but you'll see why I'm asking it in a sec. Could you, let's say when you were 30, Laura's not gone, she's not here yet.
Not met.
Right?
Not met her.
Not here yet.
Finn's not even made. Never mind.
Her bumhole's intact.
Oh.
Doesn't mean anywhere near Finn's caravan. Right?
She's been listening to the episodes as well. She loved the Sean Walsh episode. I've never heard her laugh at anything as much as she laughed at the Sean Walsh episode. And I don't know if this is going to tickle her quite as much.
Could you date two people at once? Like, not like we're together, but could you be seeing two people at the same time? Could you do that?
What, be lying about it? Or be like, hey,
look, we're not exclusive.
This kind of body needs to be shared out, baby. Yeah.
Like, we're not exclusive. You can do what you want. I can do what I want. We're not official yet. Could you do that?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. So could you, at 30, have dated like a 22-year-old and a 38-year-old? Because I reckon the vibe switch between those two things might have been a bit...
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Could you do that?
Yeah, student union and then Wix. I really, not to be boring, but I never went loads older because I just always, whenever I ended up going on a date with a girl that was in her, when I was like 29, 30 and a bit of an immature 29, 30, I was dating girls who I'd met at a comedy club or whatever, and they were 34, 35, older than me, and they were like, I'd obviously gone, oh, he's nice, he's presentable, got a good sense of humour, and then within an hour, they'd gone, oh, he's a fucking man-child, and I'm 34, 35, and I haven't got time to waste. So it was actually easier dating girls that are a bit younger than you, because I was such a dickhead, and I was messing around, and our lives sorted. Like I remember seeing a girl who was a bit older than me, and I could tell that I was just irritating her. Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? I'm like, I really like getting smashed on school nights, like, and it just didn't tune in. So in all honesty, I did go younger, but it was a bit. It never worked out. You never had great chat. I don't think
I could have a conversation with an 18-year-old now.
Now.
Not a long one anyway. I can have the old, love the podcast, lad. Nice one, mate. Bye. I can do that.
A friendship, if you put enough sort of distance of yourself between, and we can not just be talking about age, you can be talking about wealth, you could be talking about geography, you could be talking about like the social spectrum of like your upper class, lower class, age. To have a massive change, like if you're incredibly young and they're old, friendships aren't easily formed like that. It takes a remarkable friendship to bridge those gaps. And the reality is everyone loves like, there's a one. Really, the reality is you meet someone who's you've got a shared experience with, or you're going through the same things with, you have things in common, you're attracted to each other. And I'm sure there are loads of examples where you could be like, he was 19, he was 38, but she was like whatever, and that worked. But in reality, and in most walks of life, it is easier if you have shared experience or shared interests. It makes it easier, doesn't it?
I don't know, man. Like
I mean, in the majority of cases, I know there's
yeah.
remarkable exceptions.
Yeah.
I'm friends with one of my mum's friends from before she died, and I basically call him like after my mum died. He was one of the few people from her life that kept making an effort with me. So he's not related to us at all, and we call him Uncle Robert, and we're mates. We go for dinner sometimes at Christmas. We've kept in touch. I'm not mates with a lot of 58-year-old blokes. Yeah. But because he's just one of those characters from my earlier life, we get on. I don't have any other example of that. It's unusual, isn't it?
For me, it's only comics. I've got older comic mates because you've got that in common.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. That's the thing.
It's interesting what you're talking about. There's a guy I vaguely knew from the Australian comedy festivals, and his dad died around the same time, and my mum died in July 2019. And I just messaged him, and I was just like, I barely knew him. I knew him as like, we'd muck about in the bars and have a laugh together. But I messaged him, and I was like, oh yeah, it's just happened to me as well, man. But like, and just started talking to him. And we ended up like exactly what you said, just through this thing, messaging each other and sort of being honest with each other and having this like bond based on this shared experience that was the only real thing other than titting around in bars.
Me, you and Ash had that in Edinburgh.
And we had that as well, yeah.
Dead Mum Club.
Yeah, Dead Mum Club.
Yeah.
Because my mum had just died just before I went to Edinburgh. And I'm like, right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get through the festival. Right?
I'd love to see Troy Hawke do a Dead Mum Edinburgh show.
I'm going to have my sad bit on the way home. I'm just going to go through the festival, fucking stay in denial for that month. And then, like, I remember about a week in, I was at Spank, and I was in that little dressing room, and someone was emceeing really badly. And I just went, I'm going to put my fist straight through that fucking balsa wood. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to punch straight. And it was where someone would have been sitting the other side. And I was literally lining up to do it. And I was a bit like, all right, maybe I'm not quite as okay as I thought I was. Just because someone was being a bad MC. I was just fucking raging. Because what you do sometimes is, I think, if you're not happy with grief, you move it to anger. Because anger you're more in control of. And so immediately I went, right, I've got to sort this out. I'll go and find some other dead mum people. And I knew Adam and Ishan both were in the same boat. And yeah, that was like so
Shared
helpful.
experience has brought you together,
Completely.
hasn't it? Same with people who are like in Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're from in the world or like what your jobs are, that thing brings you together.
Yeah, it's a shared experience, yeah. So I think you're right.
So that's what makes these, beyond the jokes of like, he's a nonce or whatever.
Maybe they've
like,
had a
what
big
are they
shared
getting?
experience.
What are they getting from each other that isn't like, God, your tits are really perky?
Well, that is what they're getting though. Like,
But that doesn't last 2 years. That lasts a bit.
It depends what he does. Depends what she does. It depends what his life's like. He might be busy. They might just be like, she might just be like, I'm just using him for a few years because he's an experienced fella who's probably been with other women and knows what he's doing in the bedroom a lot better than every other 17, 18 and 19-year-old she's ever met. She's probably fucked a couple of other 17-year-olds and they've been dog shit. She's found this fella. He's lashed her all around the bedroom like a fucking wrestling match, and she's gone, Jesus Christ, this is great. And he's getting to fuck someone whose tits still point that way. And I think that
she's just a 17-year-old who likes the finer things in life, being thrown around sexually, and a man who's got leather heated seats in his car.
I think it's got to be more than that. I think that lasts, what you're describing, amazing sex lasts about 3 months, I think, before all the other stuff gets in the way. And then you break up, and then you forget why you split up, and you went, oh, that sex was amazing. Then you get back together and you split up again. That's not what's happened here. They've been together 2 years. There's got to be something else. Unless these people are fictional, and this is a wind-up email.
No, it's not. I don't.
It's all real. 100%.
It's not. If it's
these people don't do that to you.
No, it's I mean, we might get.
We have to assume that they don't. Otherwise,
we might get a few.
Otherwise,
good for them if they're happy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I just know this. I don't think they're going round to her mum and dad's for Christmas.
Yeah. And if you're 36, I don't think you should be shying 17-year-olds.
I agree with that.
I just don't think you should. Like,
how do you
it's
feel
got to be
about
at least 19, even 18? I feel a bit like it's just.
I am totally fine with the genders being flipped, by the way. Like a 19-year-old male and a 36-year-old woman. Yeah. There's no issue with that.
You sexist piece of shit.
I don't know.
I'm sick of your anti-male rhetoric. That would be really.
Yeah.
That's that funny thing about when you hear teachers have fucked a pupil and it's like a 38-year-old and they've had sex with a school pupil that's a girl. You're like, you fucking pedo.
Yeah, it's possible that the year he met her, she had maths. Like that year. Like she had like a lesson. She went to lessons and then he was 38.
Yeah, but he did wait till GCSE results day though.
Maybe he's just really thick and he was in her class and he's been held back.
20 years.
It's 38. He's like, I finally got a C. And a girlfriend. That's why he was so shit at maths. He couldn't work out the age difference. That's what. Are you all right with this? The same age. Oh God. Should we just call it a pod, ladies and gents? Should we call that a pod? It's been a fucking joy.
Yeah, let's do one more. Fuck that.
Just know when it's a pod.
One.
Yeah,
Okay,
one
Dan,
more.
you've called it now. You've got the high ground.
Yeah.
One more.
One more. Do one more, and we'll do a quick one.
one.
Just do a quick fire question.
There isn't a quick fire. I did the quick fire.
We'll do a quick fire. We'll make it quick fire.
I want to do one more.
Doesn't have to be have a word.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, let's do one more.
Quick fire question.
Come on.
You've got 1 minute to answer it.
Dan Reese says, "Sapnin Lids, could you have a word with a lad I know, please? He's constantly posting on Instagram about his runs and taking pictures every time he fucking does anything. He also deletes and re-uploads them if they don't get enough likes, like a teenage girl. And I'm not talking about re-uploading once. I'm saying 4 or 5 times a weekend. He's deleted and re-uploaded photos of his nan's funeral before. Bear in mind, this is about 8 photos of him grinning with various family members. The other day, he met his bird's granddad for the first time, took a selfie with him, stuck it on Insta, then reposted it 4 times just so he could get more likes. Just for reference, he's not 14, he's 21 years old with a full-time job."
Well, the man's a fool because deleting your pictures actually fucks with the algorithm, so you're going to get less likes in the long term.
I love how Adam saw all of that and went, Jesus Christ, never mind about your nan's funeral. You're really messing with the stats.
I don't think there's really a problem taking a picture at your nan's funeral, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No, unless he's
Why do
like
you just
sat on the casket.
If he's doing it for likes, fucking hell.
why? Here's my thing. Why is his mate so fucking bothered?
Do
Do you know what I mean? Let him get on with his social media. And you know this because, you know, like, you're not shy on social media. Fucking let people get on with it.
You're a comedian.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly.
This is
right?
becoming a bit of a trope with people that are emailing in. Lads going,
his-
why is
Yeah.
my mate always on social media? Will you get off your fucking phone? It's annoying. It's needy. Adam's on it because he's trying to develop a following. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. That's what we're doing for the podcast.
But that's what he's doing emotionally. So fucking let him have it.
Maybe he wants to develop a following of the guy who makes funerals fun.
That's good.
Always
It's a
smiling at a
USP,
funeral.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't spell funeral.
Invite
without
me
fun.
to your funeral and I'll cheer you up. Yes, your
doing a
dad-
TikTok.
Yeah, your granddad's dead. But at the end of the day, we can all have a laugh, can't we? I'll buy you the Sambuca.
Fucking grim, mate. Why is it? This is sexist, but why is it worse that it's a bloke doing it? If it was a girl, you'd be like, yeah, that's what they're like. Just think, I don't know.
Fucking let him get on with it.
I think re-uploading funeral pictures is a bit odd. But
How does he know he's re-uploaded the pictures? Because he's on his Insta checking it every 30 seconds.
He's bugged by
the
it.
guy with a problem.
He's bugged by it. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You're always a bit bugged by your best mates, aren't they? You're bugged by their traits.
Can I ask you a question? I don't think you do. In fact, I know you don't. I reckon you do. Don't know about you. I want to know you.
What?
Do you follow anyone on social media
Who you hate?
just so you can hate them?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hate crush. I've got loads of hate crushes.
I've got one hate follow.
I know who it is.
You don't.
I do.
You might.
I think I do.
cannot see.
No,
the
I don't.
people
I
that I hate.
just can't be bothered
do.
with it. I just
really
unfollow.
enjoy
There's
it.
something,
I don't
it's
even
like
mute.
scratching, isn't it? It's like,
Every
yeah.
time I see this person, and you can tell by the fact I'm saying person, it's not a man. Every time she tweets, I really enjoy hating it.
I don't know
Because
who it
she's
is.
full of shit. Oh, she's full of shit. And I fucking hate her.
What's her handle?
Yeah, don't say a name. Just say
What is
her
it?
handle.
What is it you hate about her? What, is the
Everything she
type of shit
believes
she
and
comes
stands
out?
for.
Or,
All of it.
right.
It's all bollocks.
Not an
And
ex,
she
not an
doesn't-
enemy, a comedian.
I'm not going to say anything. It's not an ex,
Right.
but it's.
We all know who it is.
I'm not going to say who it is.
It
It isn't that. It isn't.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not
really?
the
Yeah.
obvious one.
Oh, right.
It's not, no, she's blocked me.
He'd have 2. But she's wise.
Yeah.
I cannot do that. I find that that's like irritating. That's forcing an irritant on me. I want to I just can't do it. I disengage with that. Like it would bug me more than I'd get pleasure of like, oh, you fucking bellend. Laura follows people because she's like, it's a slow car crash and I can't stop looking.
Yeah.
She mates of ours and their partners who just post the same. One of my bugbears with Instagram is people see someone doing it well like that and go, all right, cool, that's how you do it. So you have a lot of just copycat dross that with people, you know, there's some amazing social media accounts, but then the people are like, oh, they're good at that. Well, I'll just do my version of that. And you're like, it's inane, boring shit with you just talking to, no, it's no, it's that whole like,
No.
hi guys, it's so boring.
But people
You
love
didn't
that.
realise what I was doing there.
Oh, what?
People love that kind of content.
What
People,
were you doing?
Nothing.
All right.
Tell you later.
People love watching people just talk about what they've bought at the shops on YouTube. Like those people have got millions of followers. I went and I got this thing from YouTube, and I got this thing from Poundland, or I got this thing from
if it's not a
and
lingerie
people sit
try
there
on,
and love it. People love that content.
right?
Yeah.
You know,
I just find it too irritating. What about the people who post all
It's
their
not for
runs?
you.
That's but it is it? If it's on my social media, I can find.
Yeah.
Like, what about the people who are like, I've done exercise? Like, I just go for a run without posting the route that you do.
Yeah, like
No, but I think people get validation that encourages them to keep running. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because their mates are liking and commenting, going, "Well done, lads," and they're going, "Yeah, that's part of what they need." Like I think I get why people hate it, but I also get the validation
Like
thing.
the digital art I've started, I put it online so people like it. So like, okay, people like it, I'll do it again.
Yeah, but it's nice to look at.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of.
Maybe this fella's running
yeah.
in like really nice loops. I ran there and I drew a flower at the same time.
Wow, that'd be some advanced jogging, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. I did fucking Super Mario. all around Sefton Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, Dan Reese, you just need to unfollow. Like, this will be the last one I'm whinging about my mates on social media, because basically everyone else goes, no, leave them alone. And I'm like, I get what you mean.
Don't even unfollow
I
them.
get what you mean.
Mute.
I think we should normalise just going, listen, I love you, you're my mate in real life, but I'm not following you online, you're a fucking bore. Without it causing tension.
Yeah.
Dan still doesn't follow Finn.
He's thinking about fucking my wife.
He isn't. Your wife is thinking about him fucking her. If anything, you should stop following Laura.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that would make for interesting social media content, wouldn't it? Fair play.
Where can we find you?
One more, please. One more.
No.
No, I'm joking.
All right. Yeah. So on Twitter at Milo Comedy, and everywhere else just Troy Hawke.
How'd you spell Troy Hawke?
Troy TROYHAWKE.
There you
Hawke
go.
With an E.
Find them, follow his stuff. As we said at the start, you can get extra episodes every single week at patreon.com/haveawordpod. You also get early access to these public episodes. There is the Ghost Hunt and four lockdown lock-ins. 3?
About to be 4.
About to be 4, and Sensei Carl's quiz. There's over 100 hours of extra content for just £3 a month. And what you could do is sign up for £3, watch all those hours, and then just fuck off if you wanted to. There's nothing stopping you doing that, but don't.
Also, we've got a new line of merch coming, so keep an eye out at haveawordpod.com.
Yeah,
got
please
a
do.
new line of merch. We'll sing and dance about that.
And keep your questions coming into haveawordpod@gmail.com, especially those have a words, but none about your mates on social media because
Milo.
we're bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored of it, but I know what you mean. Milo, thanks, man. Love you.
Absolute
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. It's
Thank
great.
you so much for inviting me to the party.
Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead.